Hobbits to Isengard.
What did you say?
Hey, that's pretty good.
All right. So, everyone good?
Good.
Yeah, and it was my suggestion, and Fidelio. It was my suggestion for the question for the night, and I have no idea what the answer is.
Oh, what is the question?
It's okay. I'm going to remind everyone what that is. Tribby, did you start it up with Fidelio?
Of course.
Oh. It was said, and so it was.
Has been said.
Victory is mine.
So,
Sam has spoken.
So, this week's question that I really liked after 2 misses was submitted to us by Lesterin, who may take a point of inspiration for rolling any roll with advantage. The main question is, why is your character staying with this? What motivates your character to stay with this group? So we're going to do one quick thing. And Gary, we're going to start with you.
As always. Primarily because you're all distractions.
All right. Lesterin, what's the one quick thing that motivates you to stay with this group?
Lolly is fascinating.
Lolly, what's the reason you stay with these party people?
I was going to say convenience, but Lesterin is so nice about all my beer flavorings that I try for him. He's
That sounds suspicious. Latham, as the new man of the party, what motivates you to stay with this group?
Well, immediately he has a contract to fulfill. I mean, that's fairly straightforward, but there seems to be the potential of more contracts. We'll see. Also, this group seems like they are in need of some insurance.
insurance salesman.
And Jyotis.
Well,
What
I'd
motivates?
definitely say convenience at first, because, Jyotis is just kind of a contractor on the look for new things, and this group seems to find lots of new stuff all the time. But more on top of that, Gary has some redeeming qualities, and Lesterin certainly has some unique abilities that Jyotis likes. So, and now that Latham is here, we have a lawyer to help with schemes. So. And Lolly just makes everything look pretty, so.
Yep.
And tastes like cotton candy.
And that.
Even if it was supposed to taste like something else, it's still cotton candy.
Yep.
I love so much the fact that, especially Jyotis and Lolly just draw the eye so much that it's so wonderful.
Yeah, you're the token human of this group. You know that, right? You're the diversity hire, Gary.
I don't know. He was Asian, had a face. Enough to make criminal profiles of all the others.
Yeah.
All right. So, last week we ended in the tunnels of the Wavecrest smugglers, where the goblins had dragged the children through. Latham found a sole survivor of the smuggling group named David, who gave him some information and some keys, and informed that these fruits that were all over the place were some sort of magical potency that they were smuggling out. The group, for the elves of Gilderstrand. So the group later gathered together and fought some goblins in a tunnel. There was yet again a thing with a bomb where that mage hand just came in clutch and navigated a bomb down and blew up the goblins that had attempted to accost the party. The party then encountered what appeared to be the boss of these little bomb goblins, one that called itself Sugar Bomb, and the party actually negotiated with him under threat of duress.
I mean,
under threat of boom boom.
Yeah. That goblin promised that it would give your information to the tribal leader of the Wakahaka tribe in exchange for sparing its life. It then turned and progressed out of the room. For now, things pass over with a moment of calm.
We have a few items we got from Sugar Bomb, although we let him keep his favorite ones.
Yes. Yes, you did get a few items from Sugar Bomb.
Yep, I stuffed them in the bag. I need to put them in my inventory, but I do have them in my note inventory, so I have yet to add them, but I'll add them as soon as I can.
Well, that sounds irresponsible.
I know.
Does anyone here have a good sense of direction? Are we heading back towards the fort?
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite tell. We're going away or towards the fort?
My guess is Lestrin might be able to tell us with that,
Anybody have survival?
digging knowledge. I mean, I have survival, but
I do.
Like,
And
I
it's
have no
actually quite
wisdom
good,
score
too.
whatsoever.
Hold on.
I'm so wise.
So wide.
There has never been a more frightening statement.
I mean, I have a +4 to survival.
Well, if you wait a second, I'll roll a dice. But I gotta get my character sheet up here because I'm remiss in getting it loaded before game.
I got 9, so I definitely know where
You-
I'm going.
you-
To the world.
Yeah.
Cool. Just curious. Huh. All right.
14.
So does Lestrin know which way we're going?
I got a 14.
Yes, Lestrin would be able to figure it out with the 14.
And Jyotis, apparently.
Well, Jyotis just rolls like crazy. We just have to accept that.
I rolled a 12 this time, though. But
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, Jyotis, you kind of put it together thinking about where you came from, and you and Lestrin both come to the same conclusion that you are actually going under the town.
Mhm.
And with those two scores together, that's 2 successes, you can figure out that you guys have actually been going towards the farmland in Raisha. So I'm actually going to switch us up on these maps really quick and show you where the tunnels end.
Cool.
Maps.
I need to log in. Why is it not allowed?
Because they're trying to smuggle something out.
They are.
I wonder what's being smuggled in.
It's a good
Or where it's
question.
coming from on the other side.
I'm
So,
my
let me load
intuition
party.
is that this is the exit port of what they're smuggling out, and money's coming in. That's my guess, though.
All the dollar money. That's true. That's true. I'm more curious who controls the other end of this tunnel because
That's a very good question. There's definitely
and whether or not Gilderstrand or was it no Gilderstrand's not the shipping company. Who the hell was it?
The Dejani?
Dejani.
there's the
Themselves
Dejani
control
and the
or could control. We'll find out.
yeah.
So this goes underneath the. So it seems like it goes underneath the town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So underneath the town, and
Cool.
again, Lestrin and Jyotis kind of work it out that, like, oh yeah, it's probably pretty far. And Jyotis, especially because you walked all the town with Latham earlier in the day,
Mhm.
you kind of got a bearing of it. And with Lestrin knowing the specific distance of it, that combined knowledge equates to the, like, oh yeah, we're probably over near those farms up near the mission.
Good teamwork.
Oh, that would have been rather unfortunate if our if we did set off those explosives like right beneath.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of concerned about that. We should either try to pick it up or, warn people and set them off. We should figure out what's above that, though.
Mind the boom booms. Okay. Are there crates in the room that we were in? some more of those fruits by chance?
Not in the room that you were currently in.
There was a closet, though, that supposedly might have had some stuff in it, and we had a key to it.
Hey, that's something that Latham knows.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to metagame.
Hey, I have a key. I want to open that lock.
Yeah, that's...
Jyotis, you want to come check out this lock with me?
Yeah, let's investigate to make sure there's no traps and things, and more boom boom.
Roll an investigation check, please.
Investigation.
Jyotis or myself?
Who's ever investigating. If you want to aid Jyotis, he can roll with advantage.
Do I roll with advantage?
I don't know. Is Latham helping you?
Yeah. Go ahead. I have confidence in you. I believe in you. Believe in me who believes in you.
Believe in my dice.
I believe you rolling with advantage is a very dangerous thing.
It's probably dangerous. Investigate. That's 17 total.
Okay, yeah. It does not appear to be trapped. The door was quite efficiently made with a mixture of steel and rock. So it was made to be very heavy. It is something that once it unlocks, it appears to be either a team lift or like the leader was really strong. Like, really strong. Bodybuilder kinds of strong.
Do I need to do an Arcana check to see if it's magical in any way, or
no? You don't see any hints. So investigation will normally check for that kind of thing. If you saw if you saw runes or something like that, then I would be like, yeah, roll that Arcana check and see if you get it.
Gotcha.
But you don't see any runes or anything like that, and it wouldn't really make sense to have a lot of arcane items because, again, in this town, it was described that they do have a wizard who's made these little like patrol units, but no one's seen them all night. And further, this is just weighted door that basically levies up, and you have to, after opening it with the key, you have to lift the door up from the floor. It swings forward, and that's why it's so heavy.
Lestrin, we're going to need some strength here.
Right.
The door has to lift up on the hinges and then pull it out. And it's made of steel, and it's very heavy. So,
steel and rock.
Steel and rock. It's right up your alley.
Let me give that a shot there. 24.
Yeah, that easily. So it was DC 20, by the way, so you made it by 4. But
really,
yeah, Lestrin, it is a tough door. Lestrin, being Lestrin, just digs the hands in, and you can see that like grunt and like the squats that Lestrin has done and part of soldier training just kick in, and Lestrin explodes up and lifts it up. And Lestrin, it's quite heavy, but you can hold it up above your head.
Beautiful. How come I'm not seeing? Oh, there. Let's try that.
Oh, should I just?
There we
go.
Ship's ready for battle.
Busy.
What was that?
Look, I just got a pop up on Astral that said from Shippy. It said, "Quick, look busy."
Oh, that's because
that's because he just logged in.
It finally got me logged in.
Yeah.
I was so confused. Well, I'm usually the one that can't get the stupid thing to work.
I know mine wasn't working tonight. So.
I had to
Anyway,
we all take a turn.
So,
in that area, based off of the native perceptions of the three of you, you see a couple of books and what appears to be a medium-sized chest.
Couple of books, medium-sized chest. Can I check the chest for Traps.
Yep. Kind of wiggle on by Lestrin and go into the room
Seems pretty.
and go ahead and roll an investigation.
19.
Okay, yeah. This time you are confident there are no traps on this. It's just a chest.
No traps. Chest. Do I have to pick a lock or is it open?
It has a lock, but the lock is unlocked.
Oh.
How many
Okay.
times can you say lock in a sentence?
Guess I'll open it and investigate, or is it something else?
Yeah, no. So as you open it, nice and slowly, taking your time with that whole 19, you're being thorough, checking the dust traces, checking for any wires or anything like that, checking for needles.
Mm-hmm.
After gently cradling it open, the only things that you see inside is a bag that appears to be loaded with coin, as well as several random papers. And it looks like there are 2 potions in there as well.
Cool. Can I tell what the potions are, or are we going to have to investigate those later?
You would have to investigate those later.
And do that. So 2 potions, loot
2
in a
potions
bag,
of something, loot in a bag, and some papers.
and a bunch of papers. Can I tell what's on the papers, or is it like an obscure language to me?
This is pretty low light, so it's difficult to read in low light. And
Even in
also,
dark
Lestrin's
vision?
holding a door, so dark vision does not enable you to read.
Okay.
Yeah, it enables you to see things, but it doesn't enable you to read regular paper.
That's
There
fair.
are some inks that produce heat, so you can see them with your dark vision.
Right.
Cool.
Not these.
This is standard paper, notes
Yeah.
and things.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to step away really fast to refill my water, so I will be right back.
Okay.
I'll stuff all that loot in the bag of holding for later
All right.
checking.
Mm-hmm.
Unless anybody wants to, like, I guess I could do detect magic, but we can do that later when I have 10 minutes.
Do you have to go potty? Don't hit the bells unless you gotta go.
All right. There's still bombs all over this room, by the way, right?
There are. There's
Yeah.
there's a fair few on the floor.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you guys weren't running through the room, put it that way.
Right.
I mean, taking your time, there's no check needed. No one rolled a walk backwards, okay?
Okay. All right. Well, is that all that's in this closet then, pretty much?
Yeah, you scooped up the couple of books, the papers, and the simple stuff in the chest. These were simple smugglers. They didn't have much. They just had some things.
Mm-hmm. Guessing the papers might be a contract or something of that nature. Well, shall we continue down the rabbit hole?
Goblin hole. I will not have you slur bunnies like that.
Oh my god. So, Goblin Hole? Smuggler's
Goblin hole? So continue down the goblin hole.
Let's put you guys back on the Crest Tunnels map.
Back to the tunnels.
Yep, back in the tunnel.
Show on a stone.
There you are. So, what are we doing, people? It is currently the better part of, I believe, 3:30 in
Thank you. Good boy.
4:30, did you say, in the morning?
3:30.
3:30 in the morning. Mhm.
Yeah, it was nice and late.
And I still feel a little bit of that hangover, I think.
Yeah,
Did we accomplish our mission in the tunnel, or we didn't find the kids? Did we?
No, you didn't find the kids. The goblin that stopped you in the tunnel that you talked to promised to give your info to the tribe leader of the goblins, but beyond that, he took off after that.
Yeah. And we just know that we don't know what's on the other side of this tunnel, basically. Are there any drag marks? Can we tell like where there are kids dragged through this direction?
Yes, with your previous survival checks and Lestrin's ability to discern tracks, it is obvious that kids were dragged through.
Okay.
We should keep going.
I agree. I say we
Ready?
press on.
I'm ready. You guys ready?
I'm ready. Let's carefully walk around these bombs. We'll have to deal with them.
I am ready.
All right. So,
Unless we want intern to carefully pick them up while we're not here.
that would be ill-advised.
Mm. Okay.
You as an artificer would know that it would be ill-advised.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll on that. Last week, we summarized those bombs as duct tape, WD-40, bubblegum, and a prayer.
Yep.
That is a bad idea. The intern will be fine. The rest of you had better not be anywhere close.
Perks of being a corporeal thing is
Whatever's above that room might not make it either, so. Anywho.
Onward. So what do we hear around the corner?
Okay.
What do my demon ears hear?
Well, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Yay. First die of the night.
No, there's been investigation. Oh, first die for you, right.
Yeah, for me. Perception, 11 plus. Performance perception. 14 total. 14.
Oh, okay. You don't hear much anymore. In fact, the tunnel is quiet now.
Probably heard some of those.
Perf.
Quiet.
Except for doglets.
Goblin dog.
Goblin dog.
He's a little bit up, sorry.
That's okay.
You have a laser pointer? Do you have a laser pointer?
No, I have a clicker.
Oh, you should really try the laser pointer.
Oh no, he would be barking like crazy at that.
No, to tire him out.
We're out.
It's a puppy.
It helps.
Sleep, but he does not tire out.
So,
Not
Latham,
too
you
much.
do not hear any goblins currently.
All
Or
right.
children. The drag marks do go through the door.
You guys coming?
I'm coming.
Coming.
Cool.
On my way. Let's go save.
So, Lestrin, you're at the store. Is it open? Correct?
Yes, that door is open.
Onward. So, we're going to confidently walk on through the next room because I'm not hearing or seeing anything. Is it light, dark? What are we finding in here?
In here, it is dark.
Ooh.
Pitch black. Your dark vision kicks in fully.
6. Go
Cool.
back.
My
There,
apologies
6.
for any humans in the team. Mind that box, you may stub your toe.
Yeah.
Although I should ask, is there a box to stub one's toe on in here?
Roll a perception check. Let's see if there's a box.
I will roll as well.
12 for me, but I have dark vision.
Yeah, no, you find it just in time. Very subtle box on the floor.
Mm. Pinky toe is saved.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess we're going around the corner.
Mhm.
I'm strolling, got my cane, feel a little swagger in my step after that recent encounter.
Yeah.
Next door, is this a closed door?
This door is closed.
Okay. Light, sound, what are we seeing? What are we hearing?
With your current perception check, you do not hear any sound. The door is a simple, standard wooden door. It is closed with what looks like a half-rusted lock. It does not appear to be locked.
Cool. Anyone care to listen? Or shall I?
You can listen.
I'm going to put my ear to it.
You there?
I can help out.
I assume also perception.
Yeah, also perception.
All right, that's 10 total.
Yes.
Again,
I'm all
very-
gonna go ahead and roll too, just because I
Okay.
want to help out. Ooh, that's a dirty 20.
Okay. Garret, you get just the smallest little, like, sound of a goblin muttering.
I will
Gabble, gabble.
let them know there is somebody on the other side.
Who is
Mumbling.
somebody?
It's
Some-
definitely Goblin mumbling to himself about something being stupid.
Uh-oh.
Do they mean other goblins?
I think he's referring to situation, but we should tread. I
I mean,
agree.
the situation is pretty stupid, but still.
So we should tread carefully. Or if somebody can go in with a bit of stealth and surprise them.
Good at surprising people. Ask everybody.
I have noticed.
She also has an ability to disguise herself. She even fooled me into thinking she was Lestrian.
Goblin, and then they would think that I'm their king.
So I am going to go ahead and while they're discussing that, I'm going to very surreptitiously try to quietly open the door and slip silently into the room.
Roll me a stealth check for opening the door.
That is going to be a 22.
Yes, you so quietly open that door just wide enough to where you can pass through and not a sound on it. You basically put a hand on the one hinge that you think is going to be a little bit noisy. And sure enough, it's fine. It's fine. Get the door open.
I didn't even
open.
notice you opened it.
Yeah, no. Like, by the time everyone's done listening to Lolly with her plans, the door's open.
Oh, hey!
All right.
The door is open.
And as a giant goblin.
Like, modeled after Sugar Boy? Or Sugar,
No, because disguise self can only...
do I need
change
to
your
roll
height by,
another
like, a
perception?
I don't think you need to roll another perception to see a giant freaking goblin.
No, I mean I'm in the next room.
Oh, that's right.
I
You
think
can
he's
roll
worried
at
that
disadvantage as you are in darkness still. So, yes, you can roll.
Please
And
don't
I want you to move.
To make sure I want to get an idea of what I'm seeing or
Yeah.
perceiving in here. Disadvantage a 19 and an 8, so that's 10.
Okay, so with that 10, you're just focusing so much on not making a sound because Lolly's back there like, Goblin King time! And you're just like, nope.
Does she remind me of the babe?
Yeah.
What babe?
The babe with the power? The power of voodoo.
Who do?
You do.
Do what?
Remind me
Voodoo.
of the
I had to let it play out.
It was necessary. How
It
many
was.
how many times do we get to make a labyrinth reference?
Right? Not nearly enough.
So, can I still hear that goblin muttering? Because I'm
With
sure
a 10 perception, you can't because Lolly's currently talking very loud about her plan.
I'm going to move further into the room.
All right, go ahead and
that-
reflect that on your character, if you can.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm switching tabs. So it's this hallway, right?
Yes.
Into the hallway.
So I'm going to say I'm here for the moment.
Okay. Yeah, you do not see any goblins or anything like that. Again, Lolly is just doing her talk.
And then when they trust me and adopt me as their king, we'll get them to tell us where the children are.
Okay.
Gary, so far so good.
Now, I'm assuming that I can tell that there's a door here.
Yes. Yeah, you can tell that there's a door there. It is
All
open. It's almost
I
like
need
they
to-
planned on building a door there, but they didn't quite get it done.
All right. So I'm going to listen again. see
Okay,
if I
go
can
ahead and
hear.
roll. Listening, you do not have to roll at disadvantage.
Yeah, my focus is going to be my ear at this point. So
My ear balls.
my ear balls. That's perception. Math. 19.
Once again, you hear it, and it's distant. It's ahead of you, but distantly ahead of you. You can't quite sort. It's pitch black down this tunnel. And again, you hear it. It's a little easier to hear with where you are now, and now that you're further away from Lolly and her master plan. You just... stupid plan. Bad plan. Gonna die. Bad plan. Bad plan.
And to the next door.
Okay. To the next door. You still hear it, and it's getting closer.
All right. I will continue to move through.
Okay.
Like I'm moving under the assumption that somebody's going to notice that I'm not there and follow me. quietly.
Actually, I was going to roll stealth to kind
This
of
might
follow
be
him.
the wrong
the thing.
assumption, but
Is that you rolled a 22 to stealth, and everyone was distracted by Lolly. Like, no one had the
Okay.
passive perception. Like, no one heard the door even open. There's just a lack of the beige.
Yeah, I'm like, what distinguishing features would tell us you're not there?
well, that's the point. And it's not even that I'm not even proficient in stealth. I just have a really high dexterity, and I'm wearing light armor.
I'm
That's-
gonna go with the fact that I got bored.
I'm going to go for the fact that I noticed Gary wasn't there.
Like, legitimately, there is so much time that has gone by because Lolly gave the details of this plan. Like, it is at least 12 to 20 seconds before anyone noticed, like, wait.
Where's Gary?
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn the light.
And Gary, now that other people are moving down the tunnel, I need a new stealth check from you
Okay.
because you kind of have to time it with your movements in order to make no noise.
That
Yeah.
is 17.
Okay, yeah, you're still doing okay. You just kind of halt and wait, and then you hear Lesterin's feet crunching, like, and then you. So you get your timing down. Would you like to make another perception check?
I would love to. Let's see how this die likes me. That die doesn't like me very much, so that's a 5.
With a 5, as far as you know, whatever goblin was sitting there talking to itself may have heard all the movement down the tunnel because it just shut up.
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
Like a Viking.
Yeah, I have no wisdom to speak of, so my perception bonus is completely based on my proficiency bonus.
Excuse me.
So yeah, you now do not hear a goblin.
Then on that, I'm going to hold my position, but very quietly draw one of my swords.
Okay.
So I'm waiting basically right by the door.
Mhm.
And if something comes through that door, I'm not going to attack so much as try to subdue and threaten.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm
Yes.
thinking about making a noise. A loud noise.
There's a possibility that Lestrin still doesn't know that I'm there.
Yeah, as in, I mean, Lestrin with the passive perception, no. That passive perception's a 13. No one has a 17 passive perception. They don't know where you went. It was that like gone 1 second, Gary the next.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm going to
Wouldn't that be
keep
the other way
walking
around?
forward. Not quietly.
Not quietly.
Not quietly.
Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of trying to be quiet, so.
Yeah, well, if one person's not trying to be quiet, there's a, and I mean,
1.5 foot tall Jareth the Goblin King starts walking through the door.
You should probably put
God.
yourself on the map.
damn it. Yes, you should move yourself on the map. Where are you? Okay. Lestrin, uncomfortably close behind you, is a giant.
You know,
Are you colored like Jareth? Are you green, yellow? What are you doing?
I'm not insane.
Okay.
I am a 7.5 foot tall David Bowie Goblin
so
King.
Lolly is doing the guy at 7-Eleven today's impression. That guy was in a rock up until today, and
Lolly,
people.
you ready for this?
Yes.
All right. So we think there's a goblin up ahead. Is the door in front of Garret lit?
It is not. It is still dark vision.
Okay.
Are you gonna puke?
Yeah.
I wasn't planning
Don't do
on
it on
it.
the rug.
Oh my god, I was just gonna post that one, Mikey.
Okay, meme lords.
Yep.
Hey,
Sorry.
David Bowie's package of holding.
Take 1d10 psychic damage.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well done.
Okay, focus.
I'm focused.
Not on David Bowie. Focus.
I am.
I have a
was about
doubt.
to execute my flawless plan, but you keep talking over me.
7 foot goblin.
Yeah, no, we got the 7 foot tall green David Bowie.
Okay.
You are just behind Lestrin. What's everyone doing right now?
I-
He has goblin features.
Right.
I'd like to. I don't know if Garret isn't like barring the door. I'm going to with our goblin friend walk on through again, presenting myself as if I'm the buyer of these children. That's the era that I'm going to walk through with.
Okay. So, Lolly and Latham are walking forward. Is that my correct assumption?
Lol, are you with me?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right. The
In for
two
the
of
door.
you. Yeah. Dear God.
when the
Why
GM
is it
says
dancing?
stuff that makes you wonder.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, there is a goblin
Okay.
directly in this room that you, especially with dark vision, can actually see. It is tied with rope around a ladder and with what looks like involuntary bombs strapped onto it.
Oh, shit.
Oh my!
And it looks up and sees you and just, ugh, just get it over with. Just blow me up, blow up this tunnel, and let's be done with it.
Can't have that.
This was a
A
stupid
nihilistic
plan.
shepherd with nothing to lose.
A stupid plan, but Drew short struck.
Stupid existence.
I just rolled to see if I heard the conversation, and I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna just.
Yeah, no,
continue on.
you are so like watching Lolly walk by had that moment of freeze of like, oh, this is gonna go bad. Like that like
No, I think I'm
recollection
confident
of the
enough that
time
it's
when she
mostly.
tried to charm Stitcher.
Yeah, I'm mostly thinking this is gonna be really weird.
I
Yeah.
rolled a 10
Yeah.
on perception.
To the goblin, I'm gonna say, I'd rather not blow this tunnel up. We have a shipment to get through. Are those armed?
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion, my favorite, because it's 11 plus lots. 18 or 19. 8 plus 11.
At least half of them are armed. Sugar Bomb said that if humans come down tunnel, well, he said humans, you don't look humans.
Oh,
Said,
Sugar Bomb. Yeah, we were just chatting with him. No, we were up. Yeah, no, he's.
what the fuck is that?
Oh, it's my friend. Nah, Sugar Bomb. In fact, he even gave us some bombs himself. And
Yeah.
who's holding who?
I have them
grabbed-
in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, we knows it. It just they couldn't afford to let you keep going after kids, so strap this one to the ladder with bombs, saying to blow up the tunnel if they come through. They meet us at war camp or they don't meet us.
Would you rather be blown up or go have fun elsewhere?
Obviously not. Like living.
It's okay if my friend over here is really good with bombs helps you out of that.
Help how?
Well, you have bombs strapped to you. He takes bombs off. You go on living and having fun. Seems like a win-win.
No tricksiness, though. I have manual bomb. I'll detonate us all anyways if you pull trixies.
No Trixies. Just fun afterwards. Just fun for you. More life for you.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? What are you?
I've never...
Obvious? Duh. Wow. You really need to get out there and experience more life if you haven't seen a Goblin King.
Have you never seen Goblin Kings from the north? They're really tall in the north. Not all goblins have to be short.
Go ahead and roll with advantage because Latham is clearly helping you.
16. You should definitely get out and travel more. I think it would broaden your horizons and make you taller.
Some big goblins to play with up north.
I have to roll. Wow, that was actually really close. He almost didn't believe you. He's not smart, but in the meantime, he rolled really well. But sadly, that was still better, so he just...
Where go to get tall? Want to be a Goblin King?
Go far and wide, but first you gotta tell us where everybody is going and where they were taking those kids.
Waka Haka Lore Camp. In the swamps.
Okay.
We got kicked out of home, so had to resettle in swamps. Not good. Swamps stinking. Also gators.
Yeah, it's true. They're pretty stinky. You should make a better life for yourself.
Take it out of home.
So, Jyotis, are you coming up to try to disarm a bomb?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I'm assuming I was kind of standing like.
Yeah. No. Again, now that Lolly has convinced it that a Goblin King is the thing.
Yeah. Goblin Kings are the thing. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. You guys should figure out. Yeah. Like as I walk by Latham, like figure out where their home was. Like what was before it was the swamps. Anyway.
Okay.
He said they were kicked out of their home and now they live in the swamps. Anyway, I'm gonna roll investigate, I guess, to check for booby traps.
Oh, you're gonna find them unless you roll a 1.
Well, let's hope not, because that would be terrible.
I mean, even with a 1, you'd be like, I think there's bombs here, guys.
Just as you suddenly like feel inspired. There.
Also, 14 for investigation.
Okay, keep put that in your pocket then.
With a 14 investigation, there's a lot of bombs. Yeah, it's they're not stable, and they're basically, at least as far as you can tell, the difficult part is that when you start disarming one, since they're all tied together around him, it kind of pulls on the others. So finding the right order to disassemble this hodgepodge contraption without triggering one, which will trigger all of them, is a little bit nightmarish. And you can now start to understand why this is the world's most nihilistic goblin, because it's already reserved the fact that it's gonna die. Like it. And while you're looking at it, it's like, no trixies.
I promise, no trixies. I don't want I don't want these to go off either.
Well, that makes 2 of us.
All right, you have to be as still as you can because these are all hooked together.
Oh, really? I thought I was just going to move and wiggle and just
settle. Just all right. You can keep talking to the Goblin King over there because this might take a little while.
Oh, take your time. Got all night. We'll go be Goblin King.
So what would I need to roll to like start disarming this?
Well,
do I need help disarming this?
That little thing that you got, that bardic inspiration's probably going to be good. With the 14 investigation, you know that disarming this is going to be a trick of basically utilizing your thieves' tools and going through and snapping the right parts, cutting the right places, and putting pressure on some of them to not trigger. Because some of them are like a standard grenade where, like, once you cut the thing, you have to hold it to make sure it doesn't blow up.
Right. So could I potentially have Latham use Mage Hand to help hold things at a distance?
You know what? I will let Latham make dexterity checks with Mage Hand to see if he can give you advantage on it. I would accept that.
Dexterity checks. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I would accept that. I'm not automatically going to give it to you, but I will. I'm saying there's a chance.
Okay.
So you do know also with the 14 that if these things go off, it will collapse this tunnel.
Great. So guys, if I make a mistake, the tunnel's coming down on us. Just so you know.
Cool.
Where's my bardic inspiration? Do I just put that in?
You just roll it separately and add it on. It's what, a D6, Dan?
I think it's a D4. It might be D6. Let me double check.
At this level, I think it's 4.
Oh, okay.
That's not it's a D6.
It is a D6.
Ha!
Ha!
And I think that might be my last one. So
I said I think.
That's my rest.
So I just add that to my whatever I choose?
Roll what you normally roll. Before you resolve it with Bob to say, like, hey, did I pass fail? If you feel uncomfortable, toss it in.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
So is everyone standing in this part of the tunnel watching him do this too? Like, that's my next question.
Oh, I'm still crouched outside the door.
I
Yeah.
was to say, Lester and Garrett might want to move away. I mean, we need.
Yeah. And Jyotis, you look around for Garret, and Garrett's not there.
Yeah, I don't see him. Maybe I saw him when I walked past. That was the last time.
Nope.
I'm gonna go stand on the other side of the door frame.
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm going to say that loud enough so anybody could hear. The tunnel's
Yeah.
coming down if I make a mistake.
If Lestrin starts moving to where I'm crouched, I'm going to move down further.
No, I'm
Just
Roll a new stealth check. Roll a new stealth check.
That's a 1.
Yeah, you
I trip over my own
it's
foot.
because it's so dark that you trip over yourself as Lestrin comes down. You do that like, oh shit noise, and then you do that little fallback motion, and Lestrin, now you can see Gary splayed out.
Shit.
You found him.
All right, so thieves tools and use
So
bardic
it's a
if I need it.
proficiency modifier.
Yeah, I
plus
got thieves
dexterity.
tools. So that's what
And
I'm
then-
rolling.
If Lotharm is helping you with Mage Hand, I will accept a dexterity check from Mage Hand to see how helpful it is to determine if you get advantage or not.
Okay.
So my mage hand would be an advantage to his and not.
If the dexterity check works, because he asked about it, so I have to explain it.
Okay.
Like, if the Mage Hand makes the dexterity check, it helps. If it doesn't help. It doesn't hinder, so even rolling a 1 is not a critical failure.
Okay. 17 on my die.
Holy crap. Yeah, so that's plus your dexterity modifier.
Just
That's
dex,
20, 30,
20 for me.
Yeah. I will allow advantage.
Awesome. Thank you.
My invisible hand pats you on the back afterwards.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
gentle caress.
All right, so thieves tool, I guess.
Step away for a moment. Please don't die.
So, thieves tool check. Hey, I rolled a 19, so that's a 24.
With advantage?
Oh, I forgot the advantage. It stays 24.
Okay. All right. Are you sure you don't want to use your bardic inspiration die?
Is it a good idea to?
I don't have to tell you.
I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it because it goes away anyway. It only lasts like a certain time, right?
10 minutes or so.
Yeah. Hey, that's an additional 5, so 29, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. So the DC was 22. You had it, but in the meantime, it is your job to decide whether or not you're going to use the inspiration before turning it into me, just so you're aware.
Oh yeah,
Because I don't have to tell you. I don't have to tell you if it's success or failure. But in the meantime, I know that it's kind of new mechanic. You don't have it a lot, so
Gotcha.
yeah, it takes time. Minutes
Mhm.
go by, and you have to basically snip this little wire and hold it, hand it to the mage hand, and then you snip another wire and hand it to the mage hand so that it maintains the pressure. And then you go through and you start gluing some of the pins in with just a little bit of tack, and then moving some of the bombs off. And after about 5 minutes of doing this project, finally you have all of them off, removed from him. And you can tell that most of these things on their own are completely inert. They wouldn't work, but it would only take one of them to explode to cause all of them to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, can I put them in their inert state in my bag of holding, or do I have to leave them?
Roll an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Back. Are we dead?
No, you live.
19.
Okay. With a 19, you would not want to store this in your bag. Not because it would blow up in your bag, but At best case, you would have an inert bomb come out when you pulled it out of the bag. At worst case, exposing this to any mixture of elements could instantaneously change temperature and pressure and cause bad things to happen. This is no bueno. All of these were hastily made, and that's compared to the bombs that you already have that are somewhat good. These ones are just the danger.
So we should leave them in a corner and deal with them later, perhaps?
Not telling you what to do.
So we're burying a bunch of live bombs in the beach.
Uh-huh.
Princess Diana would be very sad.
That would be terrible, actually.
It'd be a hell of a day at the beach. I think I'll put my umbrella right here. Oh, God.
Can we carry them safely to the room with all the rest of the bombs?
With a slow walk pace, yes, you can.
Okay. And we should somehow put a warning to, like, not go in here, guys.
Warning, bad, no very good day.
Warning, the cave will collapse and you will be exploded.
Intern, can you carry these bombs, put them safely, someplace safely?
Maybe
Over
the
another
turns
one?
Silently approaches, holds out their arms, at which Jyotis, this is awkward because there's nothing to see in front of you.
I can't see anything.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like hold mine out, like here, carefully take these.
Yeah, no, and as you hold them out very, very gradually, you start to feel like there's pressure coming from the other being and presence that you can't see. But then as you start to release your hold, it walks away.
Intern,
We just see a bunch of bombs floating down the hall.
Yeah, you just see a bunch of bombs floating down the hall.
It's not the first time we've
All
seen
for
that.
what is not the first time tonight.
Nope.
And meanwhile, the goblin, who is still tied to the ladder because you've been so busy unsnapping the bombs that you had, like keeping him in one place was actually the better move. He's just sitting there like,
Why bombs floaty? Bombs never floaty before.
We got friends.
Our friend is taking them.
A friend is scary fun.
So about that manual detonation bomb, can we get rid of that one too?
Can you not?
Can you untie this one?
I mean, we'll let you go.
That was not answer of question. Can you untie this one?
I just
Since when
took
were you
all
a
the
lawyer?
bombs. I just took all the bombs off of you. I think we can manage to untie you.
I think he's asking you to untie him before he gives you the bomb.
No.
Oh, human gets it.
Oh, hi, Gary.
Hello.
What do you guys think? Should we untie him and then let him go, or should we have him give us the bomb and then let him go?
We've already demonstrated as much trust as possible. May as well just go ahead and get him off of there.
All right. What do I need to roll to untie him, or is it a roll even?
no, it's not even a roll. I mean, again, you already disarmed the most complicated bomb trap you've seen. And it was mostly complicated because it was like, how do I not blow myself up while touching? This is so poorly
Just
made.
Another bomb trap.
It was meant to go
Yeah,
off.
It was complicated because how shitty it was made.
Yeah.
It was meant to go off.
Sometimes the hardest things to fix are the shittiest quality of work.
Yep.
So,
This feels too
yes,
familiar to my
untying
turn.
the rope is relatively easy. It slides down, looks up at you, because Jyotis, you're quite a bit taller than it.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Free hint. Razor wire, top of ladder. Also more bombs. Sugar bomb really likes bombs.
No kidding. Did he booby trap the door?
Yep.
Okay. Guess we'll be disabling that one too.
Also, field up top is probably on fire.
Oh, great.
I mean,
On fire?
well, we were supposed to, after getting kids out of town, light the sugarcane on fire, cause distraction.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. I know.
Don't want to make assumption, but probably fire and bomb.
Okay. I guess I need to climb the ladder and investigate booby traps.
So it's a 10-foot ladder. You do not have to roll a climb check because it's a ladder, so it's
Yeah.
easy enough to climb up. You can roll an investigation check up at the top.
Rolling investigate. That is a 16.
You see it. It's actually tucked right under the trapdoor, so that basically if the trapdoor moves, the pressure comes off and it automatically blows up.
Yeah. So
This one's actually somewhat quality too.
So can I just disable the trigger mechanism?
You
disable
can
the bomb?
roll for it after explaining to me how you're going to get your thieves' tools out of your leg while on a ladder.
Well, I'm gonna hook. Actually, I had my thieves' tools out. I can take my thieves' tools out and then put my leg back on.
Okay, all right. So you had them out already, climbed up your ladder. How are you going to brace yourself to use your thieves' tools?
That might be fun. So I'm gonna hook my leg, hook my good leg through the ladder.
Okay.
And then can I use my left arm to kind of excuse me, I guess it'd be my right arm to hook through the top rung so that I can still use it dexterously.
Roll a dexterity check.
Okay. Check. Dex. 14.
Barely. Yes,
Barely.
you can do it. It's not smooth. It takes you a few minutes of well, this is a first.
I mean, I could sit on Lolly's shoulders, but I'd rather
It's
not.
a suboptimal position for sure. Yeah, you could have Lolly walk over and put one foot on her head, but you got it. It just took a little while.
All right.
It's like when you're trying to figure out where to put the can of paint on top of a ladder before you climb the ladder, and then you climb the ladder and you're like, oh god, where's it go now? Yeah. So
Goes
And
on
you
the
realize you
little
forgot
shelf.
something else.
yeah.
Yep.
Paintbrush.
And
Yep.
good painters use an S hook on the handle.
Yeah, I do. Good.
Well,
pointers.
screw being a good painter.
Anyway, so now thieves' tools again.
Yeah.
That's
Now
pro
thieves'
tip,
tools.
by the way.
Remember?
That's a 22.
Okay, yeah, you get it in there, and you basically remove the little part that was having the push up against the door. So that way, when you move the door up, it's already just in its position, and it can click into position and fire on you.
Good. So
You do also notice that what the goblin said is correct. There is razor wire surrounding the little area underneath the bomb. So once the bomb moves out, if you're not careful when climbing out, you will go through razor wire.
okay, so I can't climb out and remove the bomb, or
The bomb, it's good. You were able to deactivate it. But I'm warning you that there was also razor wire up there. And now that you can kind of move things around a little more, now that you're not worried about a bomb blowing up, when you push a little pressure on the trapdoor, you kind of get that sense and semblance of it, that it's all around and it's just been wrapped really tightly around the
I
trapdoor
see.
area. That way,
I'm at the.
when you're coming out, it catches your hands or your feet.
So I'm gonna have to reach through and snippy all of the razor wire around it.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay. Is that a thieves' tool thing again?
That would actually be a dagger.
Oh, well, I have a dagger. I'll yank out my dagger and start slicing.
All right. Roll an attack.
Rolling attack. Dagger attack. Where's my dagger attack? That is an 18 to hit.
It hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Damage. 1d4. Oh my gosh, max damage, 7.
Okay, yeah. You slice into it nice and hard, and you catch 3 strands of it, and it seems to fall away.
Woo! So now, can I push and safely remove said bombs?
Yes. Now you can push and safely remove said bomb.
Yay.
And when you do push up a little bit more, you get the smell of smoke and the sight of fire that is approximately 75 feet away.
Oh, it's 70. Oh, that's good news, at least. It's close, but not close enough to set things off. So, is the bomb mostly inert, or do I still have to deactivate it?
The bomb is inert.
Okay. So I could hand that off to intern when he gets she gets back.
You can hand that off to intern and they can take it again.
To the closet of bombs.
It sounds like such a terrible magic item. Closet of bombs.
So yeah, okay guys, I think I've got the door. I think we're safe to come up here. I have a bomb that I need to give to intern when she gets back.
And the goblin turns to the Goblin King.
Here, bomb.
They speaking Goblin, or are they speaking in common?
It's speaking in common, because all of you keep talking in common, and this one appears intelligent for a goblin, so it's just...
Sticking to the common tongue? Okay.
Yeah.
Goblin King, here, have bomb. Enjoy.
Is that the manual detonation one?
Uh-huh.
You got your first tribute, Goblin King. Should I investigate it? Like, to make sure it's not like not one of the duct tape splody ones?
No, it's the bomb.
It's a good bomb? Okay.
I don't know what happened to Brit, though.
There she is.
Oh, there she is. The goblin's trying to hand you its manual detonation bomb. It's like,
Goblin King, bomb.
Got your first tribute as Goblin King.
Hey.
congratulations, you have a goblin bomb.
Do-do-do-do.
By the way, I have the stats. She has the goblin bomb, the same one that I have.
Yes.
Okay, I will post that. Here's your stats for your new goblin bomb.
Hey.
I have one of those in the bag of holding.
Yep. You have a thing now.
Boom, shake the room. Or whatever.
Or don't.
Or wherever it happens to go off.
Shake it like a soda can.
Shake it like a pair of Polaroid.
Don't.
All right, guys. There's also fire about 75 feet away, so luckily it's not going to set this area off, but we should probably deal with that.
I mean, I see nothing wrong with that, says the devil.
I imagine if the townspeople see it on fire, they will already be working on putting it out.
It's 3:30 in the morning.
You don't think the farmers live close enough to the field to see that?
It's 3:30. I'm not saying they don't live close enough. I'm saying they might be asleep.
That would certainly wake me up.
Okay. Well, let's hope so.
Yoda, since you're on top of the ladder, if you
Probably
want to make a perception check, you can.
I definitely
just
want to make a perception check.
Wanted to give you the obvious thing that you didn't need.
Yeah, absolutely want to. Hey, that's a nat 20. So that's a
Yeah,
lot.
no, you see that there are both people and these weird sets of armor that keep running around, and like they're not trying to throw water at it. They're cutting up parts of the field and throwing dirt on the areas to try to herd the fire.
Yep. Oh, more like forestry.
Yeah, no, it's that like we need to stop the entire farm from burning.
Yep.
Move quick. There's about a quarter of an acre on fire right now, so it's not very big, compared to the rest of the farm.
Oh, but
But-
if it's the right season, the whole field could go.
Yeah, no, and this is sugarcane, so the whole field could go, and that's why they're working furiously on it. There's at least 12 to 14 individuals out there working on it right now.
All right, cool.
Like creme brulee.
All right, guys, I'm outside. Can I make a survival check to see if I can see which direction the
Yes.
children were dragged in?
Yes.
Survival. That's not great. That's 12.
Difficult to tell. Unfortunately, even though the goblin tracks start off obvious, they then head into the sugarcane, and you can't tell if they ran into the parts of it that they've already lit on fire or if that was a distraction.
I'll relay that to the team that I can't quite tell. Somebody else might want to make a better check, better look. They went this way, maybe.
Possibly.
And the flames were certainly meant to throw us off the track.
Mhm.
How many of us have gone up out of the?
Only Jyotis so far.
I'm kind of standing like at the just outside the ladder there.
Cool. I'm gonna come and join you. So.
We should also probably tell our goblin friend that the room in the other direction is probably not a good way to go.
Well, the question would be what goblin friend? Because he stealthed the hell out the second that everyone stopped paying attention to him. He's gone.
Well, now it's his problem.
Let's hope it doesn't collapse part of the town.
I mean, we'll know that soon enough. Just listen.
Right?
If you feel a slight boom.
Part of the field or whatever.
I would like to move out of the tunnel into the sky.
All right.
So I'm 2.
Okay. So all of you come on up out of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's a cat up here.
Mm-hmm.
Low, low.
Yep. Oh my god, Bailey, stop. Really? I love you, but really? Ugh. God. No, stop. Seriously. Stop. Okay.
Stop? No. Not.
Halt.
No, we will go.
Maps.
Hey, maps. I love all your maps, Bob. Thanks for making them.
Thank you.
Makes it so much easier to get into it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Just a second. Put an asset. You okay, hon?
Yeah.
It happens.
No. And I'm sorry I don't have a sugarcane field on fire. So I have a fire.
No worries.
This is a Pinterest map because like all of my fire attempts at creating just sucked. So
No worries.
all right, so let's save that and then let's switch to game, upload the party onto this map. Add party to area. So
Whoa. Yeah.
So far away.
So these are about 10 feet squares, just so
Okay.
you're aware.
Through the fire and the flames we carry on.
Yeah, no, it's a good sized fire right now. And again, there's various individuals that are running around trying to stop it and get it located into spots. They are, let me roll for that.
Including some strange armor, you said. Right?
Yes. Yeah, no, it appears to be like suits of full plate that are just running around, running through the fire, in fact.
Like
and
animated suits.
spreading dirt and just throwing and using shovels to like slam things. Like it's interesting to watch, but it's weird. And you hear the farmers calling out and making it like, "Hey, go there! Go there! Get that! All right, fall back! Fall back!" And Jyotis, you did not see where things have gone as far as the children.
No, I had a 12, so
Yeah,
I kind of had a general sense that they went towards the fire, which is a quarter of an acre.
Yeah. I think they went that way, guys.
They went that guys.
They went that way. Which way did he go, George?
I love that cartoon.
So, fire is blazing. It appears to be moderately handled. Most of you are starting to feel pretty tired and exhausted at this point.
Almost like we could use a short rest, but not quite.
Or a long rest, because you haven't slept.
And we have one level of exhaustion still.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. All those rolls should have been a disadvantage. Oh, man.
Oh, damn.
Do it all over again. Let's do it again.
Now,
Back in
based on the
school.
information, just so I can hear, based on the information that we have, what's the time frame before these kids are unrescuable, as it were?
So, from what you heard from Sugar Bomb, the kids will be taken back to the goblin's home and traded to have their children back, and so that they can get their home back. There's no like, yeah, we're going to eat the kids. It seems to be a trade situation happening. Thus far, the timeline has not been implied. You can probably roll me an intelligence check, Gary. This would be intelligence.
That's where I'm a Viking.
Yeah, I know. It's not a wisdom check.
It's not a wisdom check. Hang on. My board is all tilted. So that is a 15.
Okay, for one thing, you know that whatever the goblin's home is, it's in the swamps. These swamps are huge. The amount of distance you would have to cover with tired children after doing all of these events would have them just as exhausted. They probably had to stop somewhere. And it's been implied that the war camp is either on the edge of the swamp or outside of the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So, putting the pieces together, you can very much guess that even if they make it to the camp, they are going to need to rest. And kids are difficult to transport when they're already afraid, screaming, crying. Kids suffering from exhaustion are somehow worse, and goblins aren't that big. They would have a lot of difficulty transporting those kids with running on fumes just like you guys are.
It would be in our best interest to go and get some rest and follow in the morning. We will. But they are going to be struggling with these children as it is, and they are smaller than some of those children. The children are in no immediate danger. Remember, they want to trade them to someone else.
I gesture over at the fire and everything happening.
we can try our best to help with these
Exhibit
fires.
F.
We could maybe help them douse the fire, and then maybe they'll be gracious enough to let us rest here. That way, we don't have to go all the way back to town.
Yes.
I
that's
mean,
what
it's a
was-
small town
but-
also.
I mean, best case scenario, if we push forward, feeling like we do. I don't know about you, but I don't have any more spells, and I can't get any more until I rest.
Still hungover from that race.
So, best case scenario, if we press on and actually catch up to them, the fight is not going to be in our favor. Especially because they can hold the children hostage against us. We need to come at this with a clear head and a rested body.
And more bombs.
And more bombs.
And more bombs. We have bombs.
Let's see if we can help them with the fire or if they have it under control. And get ourselves a proper night's sleep and head out first thing in the morning. We need to head toward the swamps.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can find a trail as we get closer to the swamp. I understand why you want to do this, but we're not going to be very useful to those children if we walk in there exhausted and without any of our ammunition.
Okay. Can't Jyotis make ammunition?
I can, but I can't right now. I need to rest. I'm out of ammunition making.
Jyotis smells like sweat and booze.
And blood, probably, because I'm
Yeah.
still bleeding.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you're-
Running.
Because I'm still actually less than half of my hit points right now.
I'm
And
down around
exhausted.
half.
Is there water nearby? Can I cantrip some of these flames out?
Well, you happen to know that normally being in the islands means that the cantrip create water works pretty easily to even suck water out of the air. I will accept this as a skill challenge with 3 successes needed before 3 failures. So, Lolly, if you're trying to create water and use that, I will accept an Arcana check from you.
Okay. 16, 15.
It was just 1,
Oh,
so that's a success. So that's 1 success. Does someone else have something that they want to try to put out a fire?
I'm looking through my stuff because I still have my force ballista.
I don't have anything.
I spend a moment, run my fingers through the fire, like enjoying it for the moment.
Uh-huh.
This.
Yeah. Since you have fire resistance, you can like, yeah.
It's like a warm bath.
Would it be possible, because they're like digging trenches to cut it off from the rest of the field, right?
Yeah.
Would it be possible to use my force ballista to kind of like speed up that cutting a path that
Yeah,
cuts
you know
it
what?
off?
Go ahead and roll an attack with the Force Ballista.
All right.
first ballista.
Use the force. And where's my spells? Because it's the same as the spell attack. Well, I got a 14 to hit, but it's the ground, so hopefully.
Yeah, so at the AC 10, so yeah, no, you successfully hit the ground and roll me damage to see success chance.
Damage on, I believe it's 2d. Check. Force ballista 2d8. Get my d8. Woo. That's 12 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you do manage to put a solid dent in the ground and start helping along right at a critical moment of the fire. That is 2 successes. Anyone else have any ideas?
Oh, you guys want to
Is
put it out?
there a shovel nearby?
Yes, there are several people running by with tools and stressing out a bit.
I could help throw dirt on the flames.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Yeah, guys, this is all you because
I actually have a shovel in my bag of holding.
toss that fire into like putting it.
12?
A 12 is a success, so you guys have actually rationalized the fire into and helped these people get it into areas that make sure that it is not spreading anymore. And the farmers thank you, especially. Give me 1 second to pull up my notes for who that is. Subfolders and subfolders. There we go. Okay, that is the Brook family. Thanks you for helping them.
Brook family.
Welcome.
And the gentleman who appears to be the head of the family looks like he's in his late 40s, early 50s, bald, gray sideburns, has mutton chops, and you can see just like something of almost a regal appearance in him, where he just has a little bit of an edge of authority to him. And as you guys have been helping, so has he been navigating people around, telling people what to do. And after the fires begin to simmer down a bit, it's the better part of 4 a.m. by this time, and he comes to you and just, thank you for your help. We needed all the help we could get.
Is it this guy?
Yeah, let's do that. That's awesome. Love that.
I say I love the help you gave us.
All of you look exhausted. Is there something we can do to help?
If you could go into the woods and get those kids for us, that'd be great.
We are planning on that. I am the magister of this town. I will be holding town hall meeting at 6 bells to determine how we can save them.
At that point, I just give him all of the information that we've been able to put together, ascertain, figure out, and whatever dots I happen to have connected as a possibility.
Warn him about the tunnel. Boom, boom.
Oh, and by the way, as you talk about that, who has the highest passive perception amongst all of you? Let me see.
Not me.
I'm 14.
I don't think any of us. I think everyone will see it.
Yeah, no, it's underground. So,
Okay.
Jyotis and Lolly, you're the two that actually feel it. There's just this boom.
Oh, shit.
I rolled a 5 on that poor goblin. He just wanted to leave and live, but no.
Poor guy.
There's a new sinkhole in town somewhere.
God. Suddenly, the hole opened up.
Yeah, no, again, it's not super loud or anything. You just feel the thump, and, Jyotis, you know exactly what that kind of pressure wave is.
Exactly. and you can see it on his face, probably. Like, what just happened? He's just kind of like shrugging, like, that poor golem. in his beat up, drunken state, he's just gonna like, oh, so much for that guy. While he lasted.
World's most nihilistic goblin.
They wanted to live and then
He had hope, and
He
then
finally had a reason to live in kablooey.
Shakablooey. Yep.
Oh, that's what he gets for not waiting around for a few seconds for us to lay.
I mean, he's a goblin, man. You know what goblins
Squirrel.
do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess on the upside, we maybe don't have to worry about the bombs anymore.
Maybe.
foundation of the town.
We should probably get word to the town that wherever that new sinkhole is, they should be
Yeah,
cautious.
Magister Book looks at all of you and just, well, you can either stay at my farmhouse or The town is just not too far away. We'll put you up for the night. If you are willing to continue to help with this problem, we will have a town meeting, and we will at least listen.
I fear that we will be sleeping through this meeting in the morning, but we will set out as early as we can.
Kind of thinks about that for a second, and then he Ale calls out, and one of the animated armors comes running up.
Oh yeah, those guys.
And it just stops in front of him. Tell the animator that we have people who are trying to help with the children, but they are exhausted. We need his help. Can he send potions? And it just sits there for a second. And the head kind of swivels and turns, and then it just takes off running. I mean, just. You can either rest here, or I think you were. And he looks at all of you for a second. He's like, "Weren't most of you in the rum run tonight?"
And Riotis is like rubbing his head.
I'm looking at Jyotis,
Aren't we still?
smiling. Like, we're not still doing the rum run?
The rum run is truly never over. It is the best part of Raisha.
Indeed.
Congrats on your victory, and we will help you help us. But here's what I would ask. I will have those potions delivered to the hotel. It probably has better beds than I have for you. I would have you sleeping on hay. I don't want you sleeping on hay.
It sounds fine to me.
We're as closest to getting us out.
Yeah, if we could save time from going back to town, then how close is
Look,
it?
the town would want to have a meeting at Storm Hall. It's the only place big enough.
Sorry. I'm not crazy.
It is okay. You are stressed. As am I. Those are my children, because I am the magister of this town. But,
A lot of kids.
yeah.
Let's go back to the inns then. Wait on this animator and see what he has to offer.
The animator is quite good at pushing and at, animating things. The animated armor law enforcement, the ales, they are very effective. But go and rest. Get some sleep. And the ales will drop by some potions. That way you can wake up. And then I will delay our meeting until 7 bells. That way you have some breakfast in you. You will come to Storm Hall, and we will figure out what to do. Does that work?
Yeah, they can wake us at 6.
Well, I mean, there is always a choice. But
I just take a short rest, and then you guys can all catch up with me.
If you do that, there's a much higher chance that you won't live. And I won't have that on my conscience.
Yeah, we don't want you going alone. I know you find it urgent, but trust Gary, they're resting somewhere. They're having a tough
We
time.
just get a few hours rest and a proper meal, and then we will set out immediately after the meeting.
Okay, I trust.
Those goblins have to stop and rest as well, especially that many children who are about equal in size and strength to them in a lot of ways. They're not going to be able to do it all tonight. They will need time to finish their task, and we can use that time to catch up to them and stop them.
Okay, I trust you, Gary, and I hug him as David Bowie.
and with that, let's take a 15-minute break. I will see everyone back at, let's go with 9:19, okay?
19?
Gotcha.
Is this the suit of armor that we saw running around the field?
Yeah, basically. It's full plate armor, so yeah.
So Alphonse Elric. Oh, he just ran by. Sweet.
Yeah, there's like
I
10
love-
of them.
I love that encounter. That was probably one of my favorite.
Yeah, it's such a great story.
It's good stuff. Anyway, thanks,
All right,
Bob.
guys. See you back at 9:19.
See you in 19.
Stay back.
Got a beer, personally. If we are all back, then I will say the magic word, or Sam can say the magic word. Sam, do the thing.
Do that voodoo.
Nah, it's my turn. Fidelio.
Oh, good.
Mwahaha.
Little did she was already.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is our long rest done now? Are we traveling by tape edit, or are we gonna?
So, tape edit montage. All of you tired, report back to the inn on Rum Street. Get a couple of hours of sleep, and then come morning light, there's a pounding on each of your doors, and these little blue potions stuffed with what looks like beechwood cork are left on the ground in front of it with a little note that says, "Potion of Long Rest."
How convenient.
Lovely.
I roll to consume.
Roll a con save. No, I'm joking.
I do it. We didn't.
Yeah, immediately after the first gulp hits your lips, you get this sense and semblance of lemon, agave, and just all the caffeine that you could have ever imagined.
Oh, shit,
And
let's go win.
your body, for just 10 seconds, feels like it's on fire, but then you're right back awake. Your things... like your mind instantaneously clicks into all your spells. You focus and achieve this like wonderful Zen moment. Lester, and you regain all of your rage, all of your potential anger. Jyotis, you get all of these ideas and thoughts in your head that are occurring at like 1 billion miles an hour instead of 1 million.
I know.
Latham, you could do so many court cases at once. You could argue like 10 court cases at once, and 9 of the guys could be guilty, and you would still get them off.
Well,
Don't taste all the flavors in our mouth at the same time. I'm gonna try that.
Mm.
On that.
Blah, 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 blah.
Zing. Right.
It is just after 6 bells, and all of you are very awake.
I'm gonna don up my armor and put on my belts and all that great stuff, and go downstairs for some food and drink so I can get that point of
Is
exhaustion.
it officially a long rest then?
Yes, it is officially a long rest. You can remove the point of exhaustion.
Cool.
That's
Do I just reset HP too, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes.
Yeah, if you just hit the long rest button,
Yeah, I know. I just don't want it to reset.
it does it automatically.
Make sure every time you hit it though, you have to uncheck the reset maximum because
Do you?
otherwise it fixes the health to be the wrong.
Does it?
Fixes it instead of.
You're describing something that I don't think anyone else is enduring.
You are correct.
When I hit long rest, okay, it comes up and there's this up to 1 hit dice Eldritch recover, and then under that it says reset maximum HP changes during this rest. I have to uncheck that box, otherwise it will take me away from max HP and put me down to average HP.
It does not do that for me because I set my maximum HP in the character editor.
So did I.
Well, I hit the button and it doesn't do anything.
There
You have
is
to
an
confirm.
expanded thing. Yeah, you do have to confirm that you're doing a long rest.
Do you have to hit it twice?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it turns green and then does a countdown of like 3 seconds, and you have to hit it again to say, yes, I do want this.
So there's apparently a reason for this, at least from what I've heard, is that in essence, like when the party goes to rest, the DM then decides, like, do you get that long rest?
Oh.
And so that, like, I don't know, do we get to confirm it?
Oh, yeah.
I know.
It
It's
lowered my
not.
max HP. Balls.
It did it to you too?
Yeah.
That's an interesting glitch.
Yeah, I'll say. Hang on, I'm going to go into the builder just so I can check this.
Yeah, no, I used to be at 30 HP. Now I'm back. Now I'm max is down to 24.
So on when you go into your manage HP, did you enter the value into override HP, or did you enter the maximum die rolls into your rolled HP?
Oh, you did it that way. I entered it into override.
Yeah, if you put
Override.
your I have 3d10, so I put 30 in my rolled HP, and then it just
that's a good
adds.
idea. I'll go back and do that quick.
Yeah, that way when you it doesn't reset your maximum. That way it just sets it at whatever your maximum. That is your maximum.
That's a good idea.
So yeah.
So, let's see. Okay, I'm on the manage HP screen. How do I do
Override.
that?
So remove the number from your override. Your rolled HP is 3d12, so just enter 36 under rolled HP, and it will automatically add your Constitution bonus.
How come I can't set 0 to?
All I
override?
get's like the 3 headings. It says fixed HP, HP modifier, and override HP.
Yeah, remove override HP, zero that out, or just
Yeah.
delete the numbers, and then
That
put
is-
36 in your rolled HP.
No,
I
there
don't
is
have
no
a rolled
rolled HP heading.
I don't have a
It just
rolled
says
HP.
HP modifier.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me open it up again because I went back. On your home, go to the home.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down to where it says point type and set it to manual.
Mhm.
Now go back to class.
Then go back to class. After that's at manual, go back to class, go to manage HP, and remove your override HP, and then type in 36 for Lestrin. Just whatever 3d12 is, or what Jyotis,
Yeah, it's
yours is
3.
3d8.
Yep, 3d8.
8, so 16,
Yeah.
24.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to manual to get your
There we go.
that.
Well, how come it says mine total max possible is 36? Am I forgetting?
What
Is
level are
yours a
you?
D10? Artificer might be a D10. Give me 1 second.
I'm level 3.
It'll tell you toward the bottom. It'll say 3D what? What is
It
it?
says hit dice artificer 3d8, but then it says
Yeah, so it should be
Should be 24
24.
base.
24 base.
What's your
and
con
then
modifier?
it'll add your
Oh.
con.
oh that
Yeah, your con is a +4, so that's why. Because
Yeah.
it's
It'll
12 per
automatically
level, so that's why
calculate.
it's 36.
oh so where do I put rolled HP instead of 18 I put
20.
24.
24, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, apply. There we go. 36. Awesome. Bingo.
That's a bingo.
That's the number, Wang.
Bazingo.
Let's update some character sheets and check in on this. Make sure everyone's appearing correctly.
Can I go to my thing? I'm going to test this now because, god damn it, it's still got the override in it. Hold on. Slide
Yeah,
out.
your current max HP is displaying as 1. I don't know
Yep.
how you did that, but you've elected hard mode.
It's somehow
Right.
because the override HP I can't zero out. Whenever I set, let's try that again. All right, I set the override to 0. Hit
Okay,
apply.
well, we're going to start moving
Don't put
now. 'Cause
zero,
it's been
like-
10 minutes of HP management.
Don't
Sorry,
set it as
sorry.
0.
It's good now. It's good.
Yeah, just delete it.
I did, I
Don't
did.
set it at 0 because that's what's causing your
Yeah, I fixed it. It's good.
headache.
I mean, if you want to play with 1 HP, I'll let you play with 1 HP. It's going to be a real short campaign. So,
Don't get hit. That's all it is. Just don't get hit.
yeah. So, with all of you finally being awake and more caffeinated than Lolly ever should have been,
Yay!
Zinga.
I'm going to go get food.
Yeah, I'd like to have a little bite to eat while we are sitting through
Yeah.
this meeting.
No,
Food and drink. The food and drink are necessary to get rid of the exhaustion point, so I am not skipping breakfast.
yeah. So, in the morning, the Snap Apple Bakery is the only place that does any sort of breakfast. So,
Perfect.
I want all of it.
no,
I'd love those like
I'm
some of
fine
those,
with
like,
trail rations. too.
Asian meat stuffed rolls if they have those.
Again, this is mostly baked goods and mostly a focus on sweet, with the snap apples being the savory. So
I'm fine with that.
yeah. Again, it's basically quick Danish style things.
All
It's this
acceptable.
grab and go
I will
pastry.
purchase 3 of them.
Mhm.
And anything that she has to drink, like a flask or a bottle.
She hands you a bottle of what appears to be some coconut juice, and just is coconut,
coconut water?
rehydrates you very quickly.
Ah,
Don't
this
worry.
is oh, I understand. I've had this stuff many times. It's,
None of you pay. The town magister told us what you did last night.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Okay, let's
well,
I'm still
gonna-
going to toss her a couple
I
of
just,
keep your business going because I want more.
yeah, I'm going to hand her a silver anyway.
All right. So, as you guys approach the gates to Fort Widowstorm, the 2 guards up there are just, the meeting will be in Storm Hall shortly. The Magister told us that you would be coming. He said, look for the blue man and the red man and the human and the dwarf. And there was apparently a green one.
Bark.
The purple one before.
Must have been
Uh,
a translation error. Head on in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a story behind that.
I'm on my way to shoving food.
Mhm. Yeah, no. So, is everyone else shoving food in their mouth as also while they're walking? Like,
I
assume-
am.
Snap apple empanadas.
Yeah. Latham, are you in on this, or are you just actually
I'm
having class?
Food.
Okay, yeah. All right. So the 5 group of adventurers walk through the doors of Storm Hall. That's a large double door. Originally, this was very much a Magister mansion. And the 2 guards posted at the door that could almost be a portcullis in its size. Open it for you immediately. And as you enter, you can see that most of the town has actually gathered in here. And the Admiral that you had met upon landing is currently trying to hand out crossbows while the Magister keeps telling her no because not everyone is trained with these things. Meanwhile, you see a gentleman, wispy long white beard, long white hair, sitting on what appears to be a little carpet that is hovering just 6 inches off the ground, with a set of armor next to him that is one of the armors that is currently covered in scorch marks from the fire. The town quiets when all of you enter, because when you 5 enter and you're eating and there's just this hush that falls over the crowd for just a moment.
Hi.
And Cassim Brook, the Magister, looks over from arguing with Rear Admiral Ibot, and good, you are here. We can begin. We have a debate ahead of us, because right now, one of us, and he looks over towards the Rear Admiral, wants to send the entire town out with crossbows, even though they are not fighters.
It's a good way to get a lot more people killed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
She gives this stern look towards you, Gary, and just
May I roll persuasion to make that and
yeah,
say
roll
something?
persuasion. Roll persuasion.
That is a 19.
Yeah, that's pretty persuasive. A lot of the crowd starts murmuring with like, I've never
A
used
lot of untrained civilians walking into a swamp, not knowing what they're doing and holding dangerous weapons that they're not trained in the use of is a good way to get somebody else killed by a friend shooting a friend. I understand the desire for everybody to get involved, but pressing this is not going to help. It's going to hinder. What will happen if one of the actual people who can fight well or have been trained for these things startles a farmer and gets a crossbow in the neck?
there's this murmur that goes over. Fine. But the Samasan Corsairs should at least be helping as well. I want half of my men sent in.
We would welcome that. But giving it to farmers and merchants, bartenders and blacksmiths, they're not trained for war, and they're not trained to stalk, to move quietly, to follow a trail. Anybody who has those skills, I would very much welcome to come along.
One of the crowd stands up very slowly. Lady in white garb turns, and you see the tiefling nun. The Knights of Imperatos have offered aid and assistance in the tracking of the children and the finding of the war camp. Our ambassador refuses to remove his forces from the Horned Gate, but we can at least try to scout where they are for you.
We have a very basic understanding, but anything that you can add to that to narrow it down would be very, very helpful.
She gives a nod. And the Rear Admiral looks. And what do we do when we find them? If they have a war camp, how do we get the children back? Do we go in and kill them all?
We will have to ascertain. The plans will. But the best thing that we can do is find a war camp, stake it out, and then figure out the best line of attack from there. If there's a possibility to remove the children without being seen, that is by and far the best method, because nobody can get hurt. The children can get away and they can't be used as hostages.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
I rolled 2 natural 20s.
Holy crap. Well, that, sir. Town all murmurs and just.
Lafon just kind of like nods down, like, well done.
And you
I'm
see.
going to send a photo of that because it's ridiculous.
Cassim Brook gives you this look and a nod. And even the gentleman on the carpet looks up, listens for a moment, and nods along. The Rear Admiral slowly paces about in her corner. Fine. We begin training everyone who will train with the crossbows. We get you all used to using these. If the goblins have made war camp, eventually they will make war. It is guaranteed. We must be prepared to defend ourselves. The Samasan Corsairs will send 2 squads in.
That is very wise. To have an onboard, have a militia ready to defend oneself is a beautiful plan. Take any volunteers. It's a wonderful idea. For this, any of your men that are trained, bring them, send them. The 5 of us will scout ahead. Prepare
I will
your
have 2
troops and we
squads
will
use longboats in the swamps to go sneaking about. If they get any information, they will shoot an arrow. A smoke arrow will send signal.
Perfect.
The lady nun turns, and if the Knights of Imperatos find the trail, they will send a message to me.
Just nod at that.
The Admiral looks over towards the gentleman on the carpet and what will you do, Animator? How will you help? Kind of rolls his head a little, just in an accent that is northern. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'll be helping with this. There are bigger things on the horizon. I protect the town. The children are part of the town, but the children are not in the town. It is out of my jurisdiction.
You should be protecting these children.
I do not have the things for this, and there is something bigger.
That's ominous.
Now, the information that we had about the goblins being driven out and having their children stolen, is there, is that now common knowledge?
It isn't. Cassenbrook had it, but in the meantime, it hadn't been presented because him and the Admiral had been arguing about crossbows.
So I'm going to look at him and say, oh, sorry, my brain just completely farted. I'm going to look at him and say, about what we discussed. The goblins are hoping to trade the children of the town to get their own children back from whomever run them out of their swamp, out of their original home. I think one of the best things that we can do is to avoid any further conflict, secure the children and make sure that they are all safe, is to help the goblins get back their children.
Roll a persuasion check on that.
Not as strong on that one. Total of 14.
Yeah, no, that one does not go over nearly as well. And you hear a lot of murmuring from the crowd of just, screw the goblins and children can be taken. And the animator gives this pause and just,
The person that took them, the cradle.
the question that should be asked is why it wants these children in exchange for goblin children. That, I think, will give us...
What if it just wants more kids? It keeps stealing more and more and more. And then all of your children are in trouble too.
Roll a persuasion check, Lolly.
At advantage.
No.
9.
Yeah, it's a valid argument, but people are so sideswept by your appearance still that they more appear enthralled with, like, what even is that? You do seem to have the animator's attention, though, because he's staring at you very intently.
Adults are mean.
I know.
So
It-
just so I'm clear, we're trying to convince the animator that we want to swap out the children? Or like, where was
Well-
the convincing of?
Just to clarify where I'm talking from, is the goblins might try again, even if we steal the children. Like, this is the context. Manage to get the children back and bring them back to the village. Unless the goblins get their children back,
They're gonna,
they will try to steal these children
Mhm.
again, and they will probably be a lot less stealthy.
Okay.
But I was not able to convey that to the people very well because my dice does.
My dice don't fail me.
Walking up, feeling a little more in his element. An audience before him, a point to be made, a question to be asked. Simply asks, if we rescue these children, what next? They'll just keep coming. There's more to this than just children, clearly. We have to figure out what the goblin really want. Now they want their children, their own children returned. Seems simple enough. Why don't we help?
Roll persuasion.
I'm going to be very thankful for my silver tongue on that one. So persuasion 18.
That's still pretty good. Crowd starts kind of murmuring about, like, hey, we should be thinking long term. And just kind of floats over everyone. Just
And I will nod to Latham. Thank you.
the
Do
animator
you know where these goblin children are being kept?
cups his hands and just, if the goblins were kicked out of their home, they may have left Mirartalvarsh. It is an ancient ruin, well protected, well blessed in its own way. Were I a younger man, I would have researched it more. My apprentice recently navigated some members of the Wanderlust Guild up towards it. I have not heard from her in weeks.
It is worth investigating. Maybe
is.
we can find something. Maybe we can find your apprentice as well.
That would be appreciated. Castenbrook looks over the party and just... The Corsairs are trained in swamp infiltration, but even they do not go near the ruins. The ruins are dangerous.
The Corsairs and we and us, our first children away from the goblins and secure. That is the
Very
most
good.
important thing. Beyond
Very
that, the five of us will see if we can figure out anything in those ruins that you spoke of. Perhaps
Yes,
if we give the goblins back their children, we can make some kind of peace accord. Or at least prevent them from attacking.
Let's try to not harm them. That'll only agitate them.
Gives a nod and just... Peace would be better. We used to not have problem with goblins. This is recent development, so implies
Somebody
change.
or something is causing problems in their home, in their normal territory. If we can find a way to send them back to their original territory, everybody's happier.
Agreed.
And if
If you need supplies, let us know.
I could use another ration or two.
It will be done. And he
Also-
turns toward-
Do you have any grape shot?
turns towards the rear admiral and she smiles and a fort without grape shot is not even a fort.
I just need about 4 or 5 pellets of the grape shot. I do not need much.
4 or 5 we can do.
Excellent.
They're about 1.5 to 2 pounds each.
And Bossum turns to the admiral and just make sure they have whatever supplies they need for travel. Any rations, anything they ask for that we can do, we do. And he turns towards the animator. Any help that you can give. The animator kind of looks up and just snaps his finger. And this little paper bird appears. Good for sending messages back and forth. Messages and communication are often the best way to defeat an enemy.
Indeed.
Information is... Knowledge is power.
Indeed.
And that reminds me of something. Before we go, I have to go get something from my rooms.
Well, we will... And Cassenbrook kind of pipes up with the we will send out the Corsairs to begin to scout. We will await for news. Go gather your things. I will have the Admiral prepare the rations for you. Whatever you need, we'll bring it to the hotel. Just let us know.
Excellent. We will meet back here in, 1 hour?
Gives a nod. We can meet here in an hour.
Okay.
We'll prepare everything we need and then set out then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell Gary this. I commissioned a book that may help us in the wild. I would like to go down to the shop and see if it's ready. If it's not ready, we can wait for it. Or we won't wait for it. But if it is ready, it may be useful.
Sounds good. You take care of that. Lesteran, would you please come with me?
Sure.
Latham, do you want to accompany me back to the shop? Or do you have
That would
other
be
things to
interesting.
prepare?
No, I think that would be interesting. Let's go for a walk.
Lolly can come too, I suppose.
Go back and save the kids.
This will help save the trip.
Time. In time.
All right.
The crowd starts to disperse, and the admiral starts having people line up if they're interested in crossbow training. And at least 3/4 of the town, despite being a small town, lines up. It's enough to where she starts having to divert people away. Like, no, we'll train you later. We'll train you. You are too young for crossbow. You are too old for crossbow.
Can I try?
Lolly, when you ask, she just, yes, you can try. Get in line.
Yay.
Okay. Guess you're not coming with us then. Okay.
Somebody understands some parts.
Lolly, go ahead and roll me 5 rolls of a d20 with your dexterity modifier added. And you can just post those in chat too. You don't have to shout them out to me or anything.
Cool.
Latham and Jyotis, you two will be heading over towards the Seeker's Stoop, but let's first cut to Gary and Lestrin.
Okay.
I am going to pull out that greatsword that I got earlier. This is unwieldy and difficult for me to use. But I think there is power in it. Perhaps you can put it to good use.
You want me to use your greatsword?
It's not my greatsword. I can't use it properly. So I think it should be used. Not necessarily by me.
Sure, I can give it a shot.
Lestrin, go ahead and actually give me 1 second. I will pull up the item and add it into your inventory because I can do that to you.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Can you remove it from my inventory? Or should I just go ahead and mark that?
I'm taking a pit stop. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I can remove it from my own inventory, I reckon.
Yeah, I believe you can remove it from your own inventory. Give me 1 second. I gotta find. Oh, I don't want to give you a Hellfire musket.
Why not? That sounds fun.
Does this help, Bob?
Yeah, no, I have the item actually on D&D Beyond. I just have to recall how to add it in.
7, 8, 3, 1, and 11.
Yeah, those are some awful rolls. I can't wait to go through those.
One, that's going to be terrible. He's shooting a crossbow.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just a missed shot, but Lolly, I would love a high-low call. Low?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, you go to shoot the crossbow and the recoil just starts off on you and you fire it way too high and you hit a gate guard who is up on top of the wall and you hear this, ow! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Shot him right in the butt, didn't you?
And right after that, the Admiral gives you the eye directly of just like, reload into a gun! And that is the one time you actually manage to hit the target, is after all these missed shots and the one time you fired on a guard by accident. You get yelled at and it inspires you. It's like Bardic Inspiration, but a lot more shouty. So, Sam, I'm going to send you the summary of what this is right now, and then I will post it to your character a little later, because after the health debacle, I don't want to spend any more additional time on that stuff. That said,
I'm going to remove this from my inventory.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, so that's a short summary of it. It is treated as a masterwork greatsword.
Damn.
Nice.
And again, actually, you know what? Roll me an insight check, Lestrin.
13.
What was that?
13. 1-3.
Okay. Yeah, with a 13, you can tell that there's still potential for magic in the blade. Magic items, it's not that you frequently dealt with them or anything, but dwarven smithing is naturally made so that weaving arcane or divine magics into weapons is easier. It's just one of the techniques that's handed down by any dwarven weaponsmith, and even regular dwarven smithing for building tools and the such takes this into consideration with finer quality materials. This is an immaculate sword. The potential is extremely high for what it can do. And as you kind of run your fingers along the runes, you can tell that the addition of something into the blade will trigger it and begin to wake it up. Pop some fingies. So, with that, let's cut to Lestrin or not Lestrin, I'm sorry, Jyotis and Latham. So, by the time the two of you get down to the Seeker's Stoop, you do see that the blacksmith is out in front, and she's already working away on her daily orders. And she eventually looks up and sees you and just, oh, hello.
Good day. I'm sorry, we never properly introduced ourselves. What is your name the last time we were here?
You may call me Olahane.
Olahane. My name is Jyotis, and this is Latham.
Hello.
It is nice to meet you.
You as well. Formally.
She puts away her tools really quick, dips something in the water and just leaves it there, and limps over towards a desk and just, I believe I have something for you.
Yes. The book.
Yes. And she pulls it out, slaps it down on the counter. So.
Found it.
Again?
Bob found it.
Oh, perfect. You may anticipate some elements in the swamp. Most of the plants are non-carnivorous out there. Again, the weeping blood willow should be avoided at all costs.
No kidding.
It's good to know.
But if you go in far enough, you will start to see fauna that can be found in no other island in the Infinite Islands. And I theorize that no other place in the entire realm has some of the fauna in our swamps.
Most intriguing.
It should be a good, interesting trip for you.
I appreciate this work.
Do stay safe and watch for the white crocodile.
We will most definitely watch for the croc. Good luck with your work. And by the way, Jyotis lifts up his leg to show her his peg leg.
Oh, yes, that's a fine quality.
Should I get the chance, I would welcome the chance to help you with one of these.
We just met, and you're trying to get me to show some leg? Funny boy.
Well, I just noticed you had a peg leg.
What was that, Dan?
It's a spry one she is.
It just gives you a chuckle and just, look, you get back from the forest and you get a chance, we'll talk.
All right. Good day.
And Jyotis, as you begin to walk, you do notice that there's a little note in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And the note, I will send you the message.
Okay. What? I didn't put that. Stop it. Delete.
What the hell?
We were talking about Beavis and Butthead before you got here. Oh, that's good.
After I deal with that, I plan to head back to the square so I can collect those grape shot.
Mm-hmm.
Are each one pound or 1.5 pounds or?
I believe. Oh man, D&D inventory. I would say they're at least a pound, but
Yeah, they're definitely at least
They're
a pound. It's just more up to your what do you think they should weigh? If they're about 1 inch in diameter, they should weigh about a pound each.
yeah, they would definitely weigh about a pound each. So,
Okay.
and you get to witness someone getting patched up also because they're pulling a crossbow bolt out of a guy's shoulder, and I was just on the patrol around the wall, and then suddenly I got hit, and there's at least 3 other people there with wounds too, because as it turns out, the militia is not going so well. Lolly's not the only person who rolled awful with their crossbow checks.
Did they just give people crossbows and tell them to shoot?
Seems-
Boing.
Yeah.
I got something.
Oh my.
And
I know that.
The air signaling less. Scary.
Oh my.
Bye.
Okay, I'm walking over to her right now, and I'm taking that crossbow away from her. Did they teach you how to load this thing?
they did go over basic loading principles because you got to attack 5 times.
Okay. So, Lolly, please watch what I do. Pay very close attention.
Mm-mm.
No, you will stand next to me. So the first thing I do is I put my foot through the loop and I put this bring back and cock the string.
Mm-hmm.
Carefully level it and put the practice bolt into the
But
bed.
if it's weighted differently, and when you go to fire a real one, it's like off.
The point of I'm not there.
You adjust.
That's
The
why
practice bolt
bolts.
is to make sure that you don't hurt someone, like that man over there.
And the 3 other people that are also getting it removed.
Yeah, I'm just squinting at her specifically.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know for sure, and I'm not that insightful, but for fuck's
No, you're not. But in the meantime, you see a guy get shot and you see Lolly with a crossbow.
There's 3 people that are shot.
So now I lift it very gingerly and I press it hard into the shoulder and aim down. Both eyes open, and I'm explaining like every single step that I take.
Go ahead and roll an attack with advantage for explaining every single step. Because I don't want you to roll a 1 on this, because no, I do want you to roll a 1, but
Evil DM Bob wants you to roll a 1.
Hang on, I need to get back to my. So that's going to be 16.
okay, yeah. 16 is great. You shoot the crossbow bolt directly dead center chest of the target. It is a perfect
Whoa.
shot.
You're really good at that.
You don't yank when you fire. That changes the direction that you're pointing. You gently squeeze until it releases. That's the most important part.
Boom.
You don't yank the mechanism. And I put it back down and I click it back into place and I load another practice bolt. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
And once again, I explain every single step. Where to hold it in the shoulder, how to sight down the barrel.
You may roll and add your dexterity modifier, Brittany.
Okay, which is a 0, BT dubs. 2.
Wow.
Gimme.
It's just kind of the eagerness, and you get so focused on everything that Gary's telling you, and when he's like, focus your eyes, that's the part where you just go cross-eyed, and then you start trying to really focus, and you lean into it, and that's when you fire the crossbow right into the ground in front of you, and it just thunk. You didn't kill someone.
It could have gone.
Oh dear.
Perhaps you should stick with your Eldritch Blast. And I'll gingerly take that away from her again.
Didn't exist, and somebody had to build a whole civilization around that thing.
Yes. Is there another person that's like visibly struggling that I can
Oh yeah, no,
hand
like
this off?
as you were explaining this, all these people started listening in on you because the admiral is actually like going and managing things, and she left a sergeant at arms in charge, but he's just kind of watching and highly amused. Like it's reached that point where he tried once and he gave up. So people are kind of getting this fresh perspective. And let me
So I'm
roll
gonna
for them
take
to
the
see how
next-
they're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to take the next like 20 minutes of my time going to each individual person, kind of giving them the same outline that I gave to Lolly and
So this takes the better part of 20 minutes because the first 2 times are a disaster. Like, again, with your instructions, people just have this weird tendency to go cross-eyed. I rolled 3, 2, and then 17. So I was rolling until I saw how long it took people to succeed. So, again, it's frustrating because for 15 minutes you're walking up and down and going to people and being no come on, do this, and every
don't
single
close your
freaking time.
eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't flinch. Don't close one eye. Always keep both eyes open so you can see what you're looking at.
You catch at least 2 people like looking down the crossbow too and have to like correct them. You do so, but it's bad. It is right at that moment where you're about to lose hope. Finally, a line of 10 people fire at the target dummies, and all 10 hit. And as this sigh of relief washes over you, the sergeant kind of walks over and just, that is the first time more than 2 people have hit something. You are a good instructor.
I had a good teacher.
Hey, who taught you?
Actually, do I even? I wrote. Did I write down his name? Hang on.
This is your backstory, man.
Jerry.
Yeah, I didn't. I know I have it somewhere, but I didn't. I don't have it in my immediate notes, so I'm just gonna give the actual person's name and then I'll fill that in later.
Give me 1 second. I have character notes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put it in my background when I did the write-up, but I have to find that because it's not what I have open.
Let's see.
Oh my god, that is
Which was it? A relation, or was it?
No, it was the Man-at-Arms.
Oh, okay. Actually, that one I don't have in my notes. So,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking through my notes now.
yeah.
I'm looking for my notes, I should say.
Anyways, though, long story. You give the name, and I get to make a roll for a guy. Yeah, he kind of pauses for a second and is just. Wasn't he with one of the houses in Welkin? I think.
At one time.
Good man. I heard of him. Good things I heard. Obviously, he taught you well.
Very, very much so. I'm happy to have worked with him. I'm looking through my notes now. You can move on to someone else and I'll just let you know what I find.
Yeah. You're fine.
I was just going to tell Latham that maybe he could check out the books in the bookstore after we get back. On our trek back, I guess.
Also, I'm. Oh, how sweet! I'm adding the grape shot to my inventory.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, grape shot.
Yep.
So, question, Bob. This is a world question. Are cannons like still kind of a new thing, but you know, like big forts and stuff would have them?
Cannons are an expensive thing. Some very well-equipped ships have them, but it's pretty rare. Most ships are still utilizing ballista and
Okay.
or manual crews with arrows and javelins and ramming. It's one of those things where like the technology is coming, but it's expensive. So the fact that a fort this small has 3 cannons is actually one of those, like, normally they'd have like maybe 1, but the armory here is insane.
Yeah.
Well armed.
Yeah.
Yep. We've been told stories that they're afraid of things.
Yeah. They
coming from the ocean.
Yeah.
They handle some goblins.
So,
But
well, hey, when you point your cannons one way, you're not ready for the other.
well, I mean, I guess there's
How many can I have?
Grape shot?
Yeah.
How many can you carry? Because they're willing to give you a lot with how persuasive you were.
Well, I don't need. I wanted to make sure that I can have like the 5 I asked.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, easily.
Got it. All right.
By extension to the cannons, was this world completely messed up after the previous campaign, or just like some of the old guilds like still exist, like the gunsmithing guild and things like that?
They exist up in the far north, but and you would actually know this because you work with the Dejani. The Dejani basically bought gunsmithing technology from a spy. Like it spread because it's been out long enough to where other people are starting to get it. So it's no longer as secretive as it once was, but it's still expensive because getting all the material components and not blowing yourself up is still,
Yep. Fair.
It's an art form.
Most definitely.
With that, about 2 hours go by, and actually, let me have
2 hours.
Yep, 2 hours go by, and let me have Lester. And it's been a little while. Would you roll me a D100, please?
Okay. Seven.
7?
Yeah. 7 out of 100.
Wow. Okay.
007.
Yeah. D&D Beyond was not happy with me.
Or very happy with you.
Or I got a really good roll.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's like that's a 7% chance shit hits the fan.
Yeah. So
Is that what the roll was? I didn't hear it. Was it 7?
No, he didn't say.
So after a couple of hours, the tiefling in white comes approaching towards Gary, Lestrin, and Lolly, because the 3 of you are still over near Stormhall, and quietly whispers, "When you are ready, I have information. It's not good news."
I'll nod and excuse myself from the armsman, the sergeant, and follow.
Where are you going, Gary?
Get some information. Don't kill anyone. Okay.
Don't kill anyone intentionally.
Yeah.
Intentionally?
Bob, did you get my message?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
So, I am sending one more message. There you are. Okay, so, sorry about that.
Gotcha.
After pulling the 3 of you aside, she just... The Knights of Imperatos found the camp, but, they were captured.
The knights were captured.
It was only 3 of them that we sent out because, unfortunately, the ambassador demanded to double the guard at the Horned Gate, assuming the goblins were preparing to attack that. Even though it's useless right now. You can see that she's frustrated about this. But I received contact from them, and they told me what it was. It is about 4 miles to the west of the Horn Gate, just outside of the swamp. They are spread out, save for the concentration of the hobgoblin officers and bugbears. They have built some sort of fence perimeter, and they are defending it by locating it near a water source.
All right. Would it be wise to attack their encampment or try to go to the ruins directly? I don't know how many. Just the 5
Pauses
of
for a
us.
second and just. I think, and this is just me, but I think that any more aggravation is going to make things a lot worse. If you go to that camp, maybe pitch peace. Otherwise, I don't know what will happen. Maybe you win, but what if they kill a child?
Precisely what I want to avoid. I think if we were able to go to these ruins and get their children away from whatever's happening, it would be a big bargaining chip to get the knights as well as the children released.
I agree.
I don't want any more bloodshed if we can avoid it. It will just get worse and worse and worse. This island already has enough problems.
Indeed.
All right. I will speak to my team. And
Good luck.
I will speak to my crew and see. Do you think that you would be able to convince the admiral to maybe set a perimeter but not invade? Give us until sunset tomorrow?
She pauses and just. I don't think the admiral will be willing to invade. I think that was a lot of balderdash. She wanted to train all these people so that they could go out together, but as soon as you mention what they look like, and she looks over at all the people that are still, like, how many crossbow bolts have missed and hit walls or people?
All in case that we don't kill them.
She just kind of like looks over and she's just like, these people are not ready to be an army, and we don't have an army right now. I doubt the Rear Admiral will actually send it out. She's just angry, wants to do something. But still talk to her. Ask her what her timeline is.
All right. I will talk to her, see if we can get a time limit for her to sit tight until we can make our way back here. Thank you for the information. If you find anything else, I can receive messages, but I cannot send them.
She gives a small nod and just, then I will send messages if I get them.
I appreciate it. All right. I will excuse myself and then head back to find the Admiral.
So the Rear Admiral is currently essentially checking on supplies and going through and commanding people, getting war canoes ready to go out to the swamps. And as you approach, what do you want?
We've received some information. The goblins have more units than were anticipated, and they have captured the knights. I can't remember the full title, but
She
what
just
was
kind
it?
of Knights of Imperatos.
They have captured 3 of the Knights of Imperatos.
Yeah, of course, because they always show up in heavy armor, expecting to somehow let their radiance be their guide.
Yes, it's foolishness, I understand. I was trained in warfare, but I wear this. Now, what we want to do is not attack the camp. The numbers are too great, and I just gesture to the field behind us.
You make a compelling case.
So, what my crew and I are going to do, we are going directly to the ruins to try to liberate the children of the goblin tribes and use them as a bargaining chip to get the knights and the village's children released. How much time can you give us?
She kind of It is a dangerous trip to go that far in. You will
We
need time.
understand.
I will give you a week, because that is how long it will take for the Corsairs of Fort Basalt to send me reinforcements. When the reinforcements get here, I march on them. Because at this point, I can't hurt them. But once I can, if I have not heard from you, I will kill every single one of those things, if only for the chance to save our children.
I understand. Scout as best as you can in the meantime. You will need all of the information you can get.
I have sent out 2 teams.
Perfect. We will circumvent our camp, go directly into the ruins, and try to liberate their children and anyone else that is being held.
You have a map?
Only rough descriptions. If you have a map that I can borrow or copy, I would very much appreciate it.
So she hands you a map of Summerbella and actually marks one of the little hexes on it and states, we have a supply camp in here. It is a long abandoned house that is collapsed on itself over swamp water. You don't camp in the house. Gators will... Yeah. But it has supply drops, and the cliff next to it is very sturdy and stable.
Excellent. Okay.
They already told you to avoid the bloodwood, right?
Very much, yes.
No one
And
comes
I
back
just-
from that.
Yeah, I pointed over to Jyotis and he has warned us already about it.
Well, I probably just warned you about it.
Grammatically speaking, already is appropriate.
Yes. But yeah, she just gives the nod of just, when we are scouting, we stay away from anything that is screaming or weeping in the swamp. I suggest you do the same.
I think that would be good advice for anybody under any circumstances.
Swamp or otherwise.
Well,
speaking
if it's a screaming
of
child, you should try to save it. But in the swamp,
speaking of warnings, besides the blood willow, weeping willow, there's a white snapper alligator out there, an albino alligator that is faster than a normal gator.
oh
we should-
yes,
Watch out for it.
yes, that thing moves incredibly fast.
And also, if we capture it, the Enfier Seekers, it's a bounty.
I don't care about your bounties, but I will warn you about this much. The white snapper, it picks people off one by one. It's so fast that it comes in, grabs one, and goes. It'll come back for the rest of your data.
Gotcha.
We will watch for it. Alright. We are losing daylight, so we will set out now.
Yeah, it's about 9 bells at this point. So, with that, we are heading into the jungle. Let me transfer the party onto the world map.
Woohoo.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bob, real quick, is the stuff in the note it's different from what we found in the tunnels?
No, that is very
That's
much
it.
what you found.
Okay,
in the
that's very
tunnels.
much what. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. All right.
Okay, guys. So, I'm sorry for placing you on the map like this, but I wanted you to be on this map. I'm going to spread the party out just a little bit.
Awesome.
So, how this works is each hex, we have to roll a survival check and a d12. Because basically, you guys know the thereabouts of where you're attempting to go, but the specifics of where you're attempting to go are up in the air. So it's an exploratory mission. So I need someone to head the exploration.
Who's our best track?
Probably Lester and
Could be.
I believe so. I think you have the highest or tied for the highest survival.
I have +3.
Not me.
I have +4 in survival.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, that's Jyotis.
I have +4 as
Oh,
I
shit.
have +0.
Okay, so Jyotis and Lolly, you two can alternate the survival checks, should you wish, or one of you can take lead.
I'm fine
That
with
said,
alternate.
I will rotate through my 3 others on who's rolling the d12. So, Jyotis and Lolly, what is the first hex you would like to go to? Because right now you guys are in Raisha. What kind of path would you like to select? I am going to turn on drawing permissions for you two. Do not make me regret this.
Yeah, don't kill the frame rate.
Well, I'm assuming we're going to start like here, right? At the gate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's too big.
I just really want to go charging straight to the gate.
So, the thing is that the hexes that are outside the swamp you do not have to roll for. Those parts, nice and easy. What I'm asking for is where in the swamp would you like to enter? Because
Gotcha.
from what information was shared, remember that each of these are a 2-mile hex, and it was implied that the Goblin War Camp is somewhere about 4 miles from the Horned Gate to the east.
So roughly
Roughly
here?
there.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, roughly there-ish somewhere.
So we should give them a wide berth. Let's keep on. Either enter the swamp there, where Lolly just posted, or there. If we just head straight north from here to here, and then to here, it's a bit of a line that goes through, but
I was thinking like right in there somewhere is the camp.
Jeez.
oh jeez.
Is there a key so that I can move the map? Like a hotkey? Do you know, Bob?
What do you mean?
To move
never
the map?
Never mind. I just closed the brush and then reopen it. I see. Never mind.
So Bob,
Mhm.
the rundown shack,
Mhm.
was that in this area?
Let me give a point on the rundown shack, actually. Thank you
Yeah.
for the reminder. I'm going to mark it with blue. So, rundown shack. I'm going to go nice and tiny. Rundown shack is right there.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's where we should head. Use
Okay.
it as a staging point. That's where we should go.
Use that as a staging point and then go towards the goblins.
Yeah. Get to that point. Use it as a staging point. Maybe use the cliffs, like she said, as a resting area for a proper encampment, and then power into the ruins the next.
Right, but don't we got to go to the goblin camp first and get the kids?
No, we're avoiding the goblin
avoiding
camp
it?
altogether.
Okay.
The goblin camp.
We're gonna try and get the goblins and then go that.
Yeah, we're gonna get the goblins' children and use them as a bargaining chip to
Got
get the village's children back, because there's too many goblins and they're already pissed off because the Knights of Imperitus
Got caught.
We should go right like that.
more or less. I think a direct
Okay.
route, wherever possible, is best.
All right, so let's do Jyotis, Lolly, Jyotis survival checks.
Okay.
Okay.
My first one is a 13.
Okay. All right. And then let's do Latham and Gary. I'd like you each to roll a d12 for me.
Is this a straight D12?
Yep. Straight d12, no mods.
1.
6.
Okay. And Lestrin, roll me a d4, please.
Okay.
What's in it?
4.
Okay. So,
Sweet.
the first hour goes relatively well. You guys arrive to the edge of the swamp. Nothing much appears to happen. The second hour, things get a little bit interesting. Upon getting into the swamps, Lolly is kind of single-mindedly focused on, we must go there, we must go there. And so you guys are trudging through a bit of water. Again, the smells of the swamp are starting to hit you. The swamp is called Summer's End for a reason, though, because after your first hour inside, you notice that the temperature is not getting hotter. In fact, it's falling a little bit. And it changes upwards of 10 degrees within your first hour, and comes from the standard island of 85 degrees Fahrenheit down to 75. Like, it's a noticeable change.
And this is before we get to the house.
This is before you get to the house. This is the first square you get in. There's just this island chill that runs through it.
Tree.
And the smells of the swamp are swampy. It is definitely in all through and through, and every semblance. This is rough terrain, tall grasses, lots of birds, lots of bugs. The best sights are sometimes you see some dragonflies fly by. The worst sights is that occasionally, while walking and marching, you see 6 to 10 crocodiles watching on miniature islands. Or also, while walking through, you sometimes trip on a branch in the swamp water. Everyone makes it for the first 2 hours. And then I would like one more D12. This time, Lestrin, go ahead and roll me a D12.
Okay.
You see some large rodents.
Rodents of unusual size.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to relay
9.
the fact to the party when we get in the swamp that we should be on the lookout for that purple fruit that we found in the tunnels.
So, on the third hour, Jyotis, you start to really get a grasp of how to deal with this. And this, actually, I'm sorry. It's about 2 miles an hour, but in the meantime, through swamp being difficult terrain, it's half. So, 1 tile per hour. This is trudging, difficult terrain, but you do begin to make progress towards the safe house as described. And let's actually go to a new map again.
Wow,
So many new maps tonight.
I know, right? I have to add it into campaign. That one. Important. Add party.
Yo, blather.
Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second to actually put you in the proper area. No drawing. No drawing. No drawing.
We're flying through space.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Put you on the proper side.
Gravitation. Oh god.
Yeah, sorry. You're going to fly.
Darkness consumes us all.
Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see. Absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die.
Oh, wait, I moved. Sorry.
All right. So, I now have you all moved. Now, on this map, so far, things are quiet. It is currently late afternoon. All right, who's drawing?
Am I? I thought I was trying to
Thank you.
The hotkey is B, by the way, by default.
I'm just going to turn some stuff off.
Hey, I was very good. It was purely.
You're right. There is a distinct lack of penises tonight, and I'm very proud of you.
It's so good.
Really proud? I would have been mildly ashamed by blacked.
There's still time. So, So, swamp is quiet for now. The only sounds you can hear are the occasional birds going, bugs constantly buzzing, and just. Otherwise, the air is heavy with moisture. The terrain, aside from this safe path that you've been walking along, is difficult. And in the meantime, you can occasionally hear things move in the wall.
Uh-huh.
Alligator snap.
Just don't get too close to the edge. That's where they like to grab prey.
I want to investigate the house.
All right.
Doopy-doo. So, gotta move myself up, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get about there and give it a good once-over.
All right. And how are you walking across the dock? Are you taking your time? Or
Oh,
you
I'm taking my sweet time.
Okay.
Leisurely stroll across the dock.
Okay. Then
Yeah,
why don't you
in
go
fact,
ahead and
if you
roll me
want
a
me to-
stealth check?
Yeah, that was my next. In fact, I'm gonna try to be as quiet as possible. Stealth is 15.
Okay. You feel safe. And as you get across, you do indeed see that the ruins of this house make it impossible to camp inside. And you do, just based off of your passive perception, notice the potholes in the moldy dock that would easily fall through and wind up giving you the worst kind of swim.
Yeah,
At
I'm
best.
gonna wave everybody off and make sure that they're not. No, like, don't even try to walk on this, please. I think I am easily the lightest one, except for maybe Latham. So
That's possible.
Lolly cries in chaotic heat.
I'm not 7 feet tall.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Stealthily stroll.
Lolly,
along.
because you are 7 feet tall, give me a perception check.
Apparently I can see exactly where Garret started his hair.
I shaved it all off.
What was unnatural 20?
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually see not just how Gary shaved his head and how recently, not just the ruins of the house, not just the area that is the stash point inside the ruins of the house, but also you notice a statue that is. Do we have character vision mode locked? Let me see. Can you guys see the whole map?
No.
No,
Okay.
I can only see like out to a radius.
All right, give me 1 second to check. Okay. Share party vision on. Oh, you can see out that far though. I'm checking Lolly right now. Lolly, you can actually see the statue, and you immediately know that it is, despite being heavily worn down and mostly covered in greenery and growth, that's a Gith statue.
Ooh.
Like the head structure, the ear shape, the nose shape, the silver sword that it is holding, that is Gith.
Ooh. Go there. Can I go over there and look at it, or am I going to immediately
So here's the fun part. I have to turn on my drawing. So
Actually, wait, we're in a swamp. I could just shape water into a little platform and have it carry me over there.
yes, you can.
I do that.
It moves at 5 feet per round. And you can't stealthily create water, can you? Okay, which direction are you heading? And just for safety's sake, let's head in 5 foot increments. Just let me know.
Are these squares 5 foot, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I would take to get to the edge of the dock.
Okay.
Hey, Gary.
Are you Are you walking stealthily on the dock, or are you just boinging?
Boing, 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 boing.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Plus 0. 14.
Okay, that's decent.
Gary, there's a Git statue over there. I gotta check it out.
I
So,
don't think this is a good time to go for a swim.
It's a Git statue.
I understand that, but we need to go over there anyway. But I would like to avoid going into the water.
I shake water.
It would take you a little over a minute to get there.
Actually, it's just somatic component. So yeah, shake water is a
Yeah, aside from the water forming,
Oh, I mean,
like
it's really-
verbal
There's no
what was that?
There's no verbal components.
No,
Well, I guess
a verbal
she-
component is like this thing you say to summon the spell, but the spell itself naturally makes noise. Like changing things with magic is not quiet. The only class that can do that is Arcane Trickster. Like they are the only ones that can stealth their spells.
So you can make a 5 foot by 5 foot raft, right, Lolly? Could you make a yeah, like a canoe with a little ye old paddle boat instead?
Or I'll just make a 5-foot raft and do like a
Well,
little
if you-
rowboat steam.
Right, but if it's 5 foot, then there wouldn't be enough to left. Oh, I guess 5 by 5 by 5. So I guess there'd be enough left over to do the little steamboat.
Well, she can do it twice too. So
Okay.
To effect stuff.
Oh, cool. So you could definitely have it.
Yeah.
because I am just me, I'm giving you drawing permission back,
Yay.
so you can create your raft. Do not make it look like a penis.
Block of ice raft.
Okay. We're gonna do.
Okay.
Like a little
So-
lily pad.
Okay. A little lily pad. Alright. So, as it is a 5-foot square, only one person can occupy it at a time.
Yeah, I was gonna jump on.
Okay. Alright. So,
All right,
it is
I'm gonna get out
ice.
my crossbow, lock
So-
and load. and
So,
keep
as
my-
As it is ice, please roll an acrobatics check for that.
Oh,
Well, she could
oh, okay.
decide whether it's slippery or rough, can't she?
X, you said?
Yeah, yeah.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah, no, you land perfectly on it. You don't push it into the water. You spread your weight out nice and evenly. Because you've been making ice and making all sorts of shapes, and this is fun, and you got this.
Nice.
Nice ice. All right, Lolly. So now you don't have to draw anymore, but if you could move the direction that your character is taking,
Yes.
and you have to move in 5-foot increments, unfortunately, because that's how your ability works. But
Yeah, and I'm training the crossbow.
uh-huh.
God, Gary's gonna kill me.
I'm just watching her progress, making sure nothing is swimming up to her.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let me know if I need to roll perceptions or anything.
Just lily pad.
Floating away, floating away.
And you've reached land.
Oh, that's land?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. But this
Just the
part-
parts with the green. So the bright green is land. The like darkish, almost grassy green, that is grass on top of water. So you can actually move through that. So you're like at the green right now.
Like the Florida Keys.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
I'm doing it. Okay.
You see a statue of the Gith. It appears to be. Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
12?
Okay. Appears to be a Gith warrior. It is holding what looks like to be a little reddish pinkish crystal in an open palm, while the other hand holds a silver sword that is pointed down into the swamp.
Can I do an Arcana check to kind of...
Yep, go ahead and roll.
I have Detect Magic, too.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I'm going to use my Detect Magic.
Okay, you do get a magical pulse.
So, unnatural 20 again.
Okay, and then give me 1 second.
What school of magic and sort of thing?
Yeah, give me 1 second on that, and I will get that for you. Because I didn't count on you doing detect magic on that. That was smart. Smart. Let's see. Where is it? You know what? I'm just going to search for it.
Do I recognize the statue?
Roll a history check on that. It is technically speaking. Sorry, give me 1 second. I got to confirm this. It is a mixture of two types of magic. It mixes illusion and evocation to create a psionic effect.
Oh no, not psionics.
It is mind magic, in a sense.
Okay, 11 for my history.
Okay. For your history, this figure is familiar in some sense and semblance. You don't know why. Like, you swear you've seen them. It's clearly masculine. It's not Lolly's father. Or, sorry, it's not Molly's father, but somewhere you know this person. And it could just be that how worn down the statue is from time, but the hair braids and the structure do indicate that something's familiar.
Can I reach out and touch the statue and just kind of like see if it's okay if I take these objects from it?
Sure. Reach out and touch. Roll me a d20, just a straight d20.
14.
Yeah, you reach out and touch. Do you say anything or think anything?
Should I take this, Molly, or is this something important? Is this protecting the kids? Should I take it to go help them? And then I'm also gonna pull out my spell tome and maybe start flipping through it. Like, I don't know. Maybe she can write to me through it. I don't know.
As you reach out and touch it, the source of that little crystal pulses with just a bare bit of familiarity. And as you reach out your spell tome and start flipping through pages, you don't see anything. The pages are blank. Just a field of stars with each page that you turn through. But then you look back up, and that little pulse that keeps going off in the back of your mind is a sense of familiarity, and not fear, not anger. Familiarity.
Wish I could talk to rocks like Lester could. Well, I'll put this back after we're done saving the kids, but I think I should take these for now. Maybe they'll help.
So, which one do you grab first?
The crystal.
Okay.
Shinier than the sword? Wait, which is shiny?
The silver sword is, with your perception check, it's difficult to tell if it's actually silver or if it's just shiny. And the crystal genuinely does glimmer with what little light seeps through the canopy of trees and thick air and moisture of the swamp.
Okay, I'll take the crystal.
All right, so as you reach out and you touch the crystal, a voice actually triggers in the back of your head. I am Dazoth. Our brothers and sisters are not the fools of elder stories. Will we fell through this world through time and space? Those we scorned and scouted and learned of its secrets. They patched our wounds, and they have offered us peace and kinship. To rebuild, may we build upon this place and make it a fair reminder of what we can be. Together we shall rise as a new empire.
Oh boy. So, get Yankee, cool.
I will actually send you a copy of that message as well.
Well, I hope, Dastroff, that this is okay. I'm gonna go help some kids. That my gift creator told me to go help, so
You can roll a new history check now that you have that name, and roll with advantage.
Ooh, good. Oh, great. A 4 and a 2, so 7.
Yeah, it's just not coming to you. Like, you know,
That's the tip
like,
of my tongue. Damn it.
you know that moment when you can, like, get a name, but you can't get the face of someone? Yeah, like, you're like, oh man, I know this, but it's just,
Movie with the people.
yeah. Yeah.
Alright. Well, Dastroff, thank you for helping me help these people. Can I also take the sword, or does that have magic in it, or was it just the crystal?
So, the sword, interestingly enough, does have a sense and pulse of magic. And ironically, it's like the crystal was there made to pull you in. And that's the obvious marker. And most Gith would know to go for that. But there's a familiarity behind this figure, almost like it entrusts you with that sword. And as you reach out to it, because I'm assuming you're reaching for it, you realize that, like, the reason that you couldn't detect what it actually was because there was an advanced illusion cast upon it. And as you reach through and you begin to pull it out, you realize that it's not one sword, but actually two.
Ooh, bonus.
It is two curved short swords, beautifully ornamentally carved. One glows with a bluish silver hue, familiar from the astral sea. The other glows with this soft orange and ebony, like the color of pandemonium itself.
Hmm.
Okay, these will definitely help. I don't know how, but they're done. Maybe it'll be like those magic ones. Thank you, Dastra. And then with that, I start
Show me your path.
back over the thing. Just the way I came.
Yeah, sorry, I just have to make one little roll.
Oh,
Do you
Yep.
really have to?
Well, I want to.
Okay.
So,
I can't.
as you're going by and you're almost back at the boathouse, when you're right there, stop.
okay.
You hear this. And let's have a couple of gators.
No.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
Gary, as you had a held action, I will give you one attack before initiative begins.
Fantabulous. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh, that's a 19 on the die. So 25.
Cool. Yeah, that's definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's a.
And I'm sorry, I'm being cheap and using sharks.
Hey, I was like,
Ooh, max damage. So
Is it the white
12.
gator?
Difficult to tell at this point. We are now in initiative. Everyone go ahead and roll.
Rolling-ish.
I haven't done that in a while.
I know. It's been almost a whole game without it. Oh, and go ahead and type it out for me too so I can start to organize everyone.
I think I'm going first.
Did you hear the damage I rolled?
Yeah, 12, correct?
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't sure that you heard me.
You're fine.
Anyone speak gator?
Hmm.
Anyone translate?
In a
Yeah.
while, crocodile.
I can give it a damn good
I gotta tell you,
Wow.
I fell asleep for a minute, so I don't know what we're being attacked by.
do you
It's
prefer
crocodiles.
Oh, okay.
I can try and turn on a Cajun accent.
gators or crocodiles? 'Cause there's difference.
It is crocodile, sorry. That's the only one that has a monster template, so that's the one it is.
Down in the bayou.
down the bayou.
No, there's alligators in the bayou.
Yeah, that's true. Crocodiles
Right.
typically staying around the rivers.
So we have Lestrin absolutely charging up the bunch with a 21 initiative. Lestrin's
actually-
beast mode. And then we have Lolly at 15.
Is it an alligator or is it a crocodile?
It is a crocodile because that is the only monster template that they have,
Oh,
which I swear I just said. Sorry, that's my.
okay.
Oh no, what if we kill them and they're actually druids and much higher level than that?
Well, that would be useful, wouldn't it?
All right. Oh no, it
Frightening.
goes right there. Okay. All right. So put all of them in either. One more. One more. There. Cool. Okay. Cool. All right. So they've all popped up. Gary's made his attack. 12 points of damage is a very solid hit. That one.
Was that
looks-
number? I am assuming that I attacked number 2.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's the one you had the best shot on because that was the one going directly after Lolly.
Yeah,
And
that's
in
the
the
one I was
meantime,
watching for.
yep. And that is a very solid hit. That one looks hurt. And meanwhile, top of the round, Lestrin, your round.
Okay. What is the green circle?
That was Lolly's original drawing of a lily pad.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna attack this thing.
Just so you know, that is swamp water. So,
Wait.
you can do it. It's just, sorry, I've got my map with my notes on like how deep the water is in certain places. Right there, that's about 3 feet deep, so you can do it, but it would be chest high, just to describe to you in advance.
Oh, bless it's
It'd be
just
armpit high.
Yeah.
No, that looks like dirt.
Yeah, sorry, it's brown brackish water, so.
Well, 1, 2.
Brackish.
salty.
Is the lily pad passable? Or wait, is there water? Where's the
Yeah,
dirt?
so the brown stuff is actually water. It is just
The yellowish stuff is dirt.
The
Yeah.
yellowish stuff is dirt.
yellowish stuff is dirt.
leading this
Water.
expedition. Hell of a time for me to fall asleep.
Back. They're sharks now. They're actually crocodiles.
I mean, they have salt bladders. They're fine.
Okay, then
Are they saltwater crocodiles?
Let's see.
I see. Said they were
Gary, are you standing in the water?
I'm standing on that wooden dock,
Yeah, he's on the dock.
Oh.
He's sitting on the dock of the bay.
watching the time roll away.
Time roll
Yeah.
away.
Lestrin, if you want, I can give you my crossbow because I have firebolt too.
Oh. Let's see. No, I got a javelin.
That'll do.
I'll attack that one there.
Okay, go ahead and throw.
Javelin toss.
17.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
6.
Okay, that's a nice solid hit. It sinks right into the middle of the thing, and it just... Okay, next up we have Lolly. Lolly, you are, you've got some gators on you.
Yeah, I noticed that. You know what? I am going to try. Really? Yes, really.
Very much so.
Playing a little Overwatch over there.
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy
Okay.
Ooh.
and elevate my voice so that all of the gators can hear me. And I am going to hold up the 2 swords in both of my hands and wave them wildly above my head and scream, "These are crocodile killers! Ah!"
Roll a deception check.
Actually, it is a speech of beast and leaf. meaning
Yeah, I know.
they
You can-
understand me.
Yeah, that's why it's...
Charisma checks to influence.
Yeah, so you have an advantage on your deception check, because it is deception. I mean, technically it is a crocodile killer, but they're not made to kill crocodiles.
Ah!
What's the chance that a crocodile believes you?
Ancient crocodile killer swords.
You know, you get the semblance that the one immediately to your left believes you. Let's go through the rest of them.
Oh shit! I think I read about this.
The one to the north of you does not believe you.
My
The
uncle wrote
one
about that
to
on
the
Facebook.
the one to the right of you might believe you. And the one to the south, like America, but south,
Oh no.
might believe you. Difficult to tell. You know, the one directly to your left believes you because I rolled a 1. But the rest of them, unknown data. Is that your turn? Are you doing any movement?
I think that's my turn because I think thaumaturgy was a whole action.
Probably so.
Yep.
Action.
Okay. By the way, can
Yeah,
you do
move
thaumaturgy and keep your 2 create waters up?
I can actually because those are
Okay.
inspiration, not concentration.
Okay. All right. So, sorry, that was just a question. I was only going to disappear the propeller. I wasn't going to sink you.
Too, yeah. Because I was like, can I even do this?
Okay. Well, with that, Latham, your turn.
I don't have anything particularly more creative other than point and click with a crossbow.
I mean, you know,
Yeah. I can't exactly talk my way out with.
if you can't talk out of it, lies, damn lies, and statistics will get you there.
All right, let's go with statistics. Let's see what kind of statistics and probabilities my crossbow will have.
5%. Well, 5% chance of a natural 20 anyway.
All right.
What was that?
I'm shooting the crossbow on the the south.
Okay.
The south crocodile. Alligator.
Yeah.
Crocodile, right?
Yeah,
This one?
crocodile.
Cocodrillo.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I went from that to Africa by Toto to the Weezer cover of Africa.
Which is really good.
Really? You didn't do the Automaton cover of Africa?
No,
That's the one you deserve.
Okay, to a bunch of YouTube music videos. We're now on to OK Go, so that's what's going on here. 15 plus.
Oh yeah, that's a hit. That's a hit. Let me not waste your time. That's a hit.
Okay. 1d6 plus 3 damage. D6. That's a 1 plus 3.
Okay, so 4 points of damage. It's a solid hit still, and that one's already been javelins, so it's looking rough. So next have in a wild crocodiles. So this crocodile didn't believe you, Lolly. Let's roll an attack. Exactly. So, okay. All right, Lolly, what's your armor class? 11sies?
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, so that's going to hit. All right, let's do some damage. Okay. Okay, so you're going to take 11 points of bitey damage.
Ow.
I rolled almost max. And then the target is grappled, so you are grapple as it's got its mouth on you.
Oh dear.
And then you are technically considered restrained by its grapple. So this one right here is going to go for Gary because Gary shot it, and that was rude. So, Mr. Crocodile.
Trying to bite my friend is pretty freaking rude.
No kidding.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's going to be a hit. Let's roll some damage on Gary. Oh, minimum damage. Okay, Gary, you take 3 points of damage, and you are now grappled.
Damn it. Those damn gator jaws.
This one's going to go for Lesterin. And let's roll attack. Jesus Christ, dice. Okay. All right. Well, that is going to hit as well. Oh. Lesterin, you take 12 points of damage and are now grappled.
Ow.
Damn.
Yeah, God.
And then this one
Less is
rises to the surface, and you can clearly see a white albino alligator.
This
And
one
it
up here.
swoops over. It swoops over this way, and yeah, it's gonna come up this ridge and come for Latham. That's who it's gonna go
Oh
for.
shit! It moved.
Yeah.
That's the fast one that we were warned about. Great.
Oh man, holy crap, dice. Okay, yeah, that's a hit. Okay, so Latham, let's take some damage.
Oh no!
Latham, you take 12 points of damage, piercing, and are now grappled.
Holy shit!
And then it is going to take you out into the water because that's what this thing does.
God damn it!
So 5, 10.
Oh, his nice
There.
suit.
Jesus.
Yeah. So Latham and Gator are going in the water. Right now, you are still on the surface of the farm as it just dragged you over leaves and grass and through tree. It was difficult terrain, and you should be very thankful for that.
Hey.
Yeah, that's their turn. So, Gary, you're round. You are grappled.
All right. Do I have to do anything to break this particular grapple, or can I do just...
So,
Stealthy
attacking with
or-
a sword is actually technically at advantage as you are grappled. Attacking with anything range is at disadvantage. Breaking grapple is an action. It is either an athletics or an acrobatics check to escape grapple.
I think I'm going to go ahead and...
The
With my
one that is
right-
grappling you is also extremely wounded, just so you,
Yeah.
fair point.
That's where I'm working on. So I'm going to take my right hand, draw one of the short swords, and ram it into its skull.
Okay, go ahead and roll attack with advantage as you are grappled. You are getting an up close and personal view of that mouth.
Mathing. Hang on. I think that's 15.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ugh. 6 total.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. You jam that blade down in there, and it just and it dies.
All right. And can I use... I'm assuming that it releases its grip on me?
Yes, it does.
Can I use my bonus action to make an attack with my offhand sword against the other gator that's attacking Lestrin?
I'll give it to you. I'll let
No
you be
advantage,
two-hand
sure.
cool.
That's a nat 1.
Yeah, no. Sorry, it gets stuck right in its armor because you keep thinking about this like all the other beasts that you fought, but these things are very well armored. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, with that, top of the round, Lesterin,
Wait,
you are
what?
currently. Oh, sorry, Jyotis.
You skipped me.
I did, and you're actually technically ahead of Gary.
Am I ahead of him?
Sorry, Jyotis. Yeah, technically you're ahead of Gary, I believe.
No,
Mine's
I
11.
had a 10.
Oh.
I'm the
No,
last
never
on the
mind.
list. I'm the last.
Never
on the
mind. Okay. So,
All right.
I wasn't entirely wrong. I was just
No.
wrong.
list. You just skipped. All right.
Yeah.
Can I stand on this junk here, or is it like?
It is
stick
rough
and leaf?
terrain.
Okay.
So anything with leafy greens, rough terrain. The brown out here is swamp.
Yeah.
So, like,
I'm
out
aware
there
of
is
the water,
swamp.
but- So here I'm okay, right?
Yeah,
fine.
that's dock. So
Yeah. I'm trying to follow Latham as much as possible because although I have a swim speed, how deep is the water? Does that affect my...
I don't have to tell you how deep the water is. You can spend an action taking a perception of it, but you should assume that the water immediately off the dock is at least 3 feet.
Well, I'm just saying, would my swim speed affect my movement? Like, can I move pretty much unhindered through it, or is it still going to affect me?
It depends how deep the water is. You need at least 4.5 feet of water to be able to use your swim speed without having to make acrobatics checks to make sure that you're not dragging yourself on the roots and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to the dock right here for now, and I'm going to take a shot at Mr. Albino Gator over there that's dragging my friend into the swamp.
Okay. All right. Go
And
ahead.
I'm
And roll.
using my repeater shot bow.
Okay.
So, crossbow, rather. So yeah, let's roll to hit. That's a 16 to hit.
Hit.
Yay! All right. 1d8. Sorry. That's a 12 damage.
Okay. That's a good solid hit.
And then I'm gonna. I haven't made a
Repeater.
force. I haven't made. Yeah, I'm just gonna use repeater on this. So another shot from the crossbow. This time it's a 17 to hit,
That is still a hit.
and the die went to the floor. Let me check if it landed on a face. It did. I think.
Yeah, we'll pick it up and roll it again.
Really?
Yeah, we don't accept floor rolls.
Oh, that's high. All right, it's still reasonable. It's still a 10 damage.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's that's some solid damage on it. All right. That ends Jyotis' turn. Lesterin, you are grappled as an alligator is biting, or a crocodile is biting down on you.
Okay. I would like to take an attack at that damn thing.
Go for it. Go ahead and roll.
Wait a minute. Did that not equip? I know I'd hit that before we started. Once. Let me hit that refresh button. Ah, there we go. I'm gonna use that new greatsword thing that Garret loaned me. An 11.
Ooh, 11 just misses. It's because the weapon's new and because you're in the mouth of an alligator or crocodile. Sorry, crocodile. You get it and you try to swing the sword, but you wind up just hitting it with the pommel, and where it takes like a little bit of a hit, it's tough and it just... All right. So, you are grappled, so you can't move on your own free will. So we're going to move on to Lolly, who is also grappled.
Yeah, this is so much fun. Okay, you didn't listen to me when I said I gave you fair warning, and can I hit him with the sword? Like, on my grappled hand?
Are you proficient with short swords?
Don't know. Simple weapons.
You know
I
what?
think
I'll give
short swords are simple
I'll
weapons,
give this to you. You are proficient with it.
Okay, so what does that mean?
That means you would add your proficiency modifier to the attack and your strength modifier. Or you can add your dex modifier if that's better, but I know it's not.
12.
That is exactly what you needed to hit. Because I know what that sword does, and that sword kind of guides your hand in to hit it.
Okay, and then what do I roll for damage?
So tell me this. Which one were you using? The black one or the silver one?
I'll go with silver in left hand, black in right, and whichever one you decided.
You are not a dual wielder, so you can't quite...
So yeah.
Yeah, so...
This the one sword. I'm not going to say I use both.
Okay. Alright, so with that one sword hit, roll a d6 for damage.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I killed Bailey by accident.
Oh, God. Okay, do you have any additional from your strength modifier?
+2.
Okay, so that's 5 points of damage. That's a nice solid hit. The blade digs into it, and you see this little, like, spark of light pulse from it.
Oh, is this the silvery one?
Yeah. Don't know what it quite did, but it tried to do something.
It's detecting whether it's an alligator or a crocodile.
Not an alligator. All right. As you are restrained, you cannot move. So we are moving on. Latham,
Yeah. Did I have to make when
your
grappled?
body lies over the water.
Yeah. When grappled, did I have to make a saving throw, or did it just succeed me?
So you can make a escape attempt using an action, using either acrobatics or athletics.
And would that be a saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. Is my arm free to make a stab?
Yeah, you're grappled. You're not, so like there's different stages of grappling where you're grappled, pinned, and then paralyzed. Pinned is where like you're tied down, you can't do anything, but grappled is like you're engaged, so attacking is more difficult normally if you're using ranged, or about as normal if you're using melee because you're in melee with it.
Okay, but like a dagger to the face is reasonable?
Yes. Yeah, completely reasonable.
Okay, dagger.
Okay.
We're going with
Right.
so in the naming of weapons, this would be the dagger's name is Lies.
Okay.
Nice.
But Lies rolled 23.
Oh yeah, Lies found their mark. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Fortunately, being a dagger doesn't do a whole lot. D4. Not nearly as cool. 3 and 3 is 6.
Okay, that's a solid hit. You get up in there in its mouth and poke it, and it definitely hisses in response to you. You can tell that this one's a bit hardier than the other gators. So, with that, we come to Crocodile turn. Lolly,
Hello.
I'd like a dex check, please.
Cool.
Dexterity saving throw, actually.
I mean, that's not better.
I know.
11.
Okay. Let's see how you did.
I did.
You win!
Yay!
It attempts to drag you into the water with its teeth, so whereas you still take some damage, you manage to actually escape the grapple. It does a total of 5 points of piercing damage to you as it bites into your flesh a little deeper, but this time at the right moment you kind of rip yourself away and it falls into the water. And then the one next to Gary is dead. The one on Lestrin. Lestrin, go ahead and roll me a dexterity check as well.
Check or saving throw?
Saving throw, sorry.
20.
Woof.
Dirty.
Oh man. What's your dex modifier?
+2.
Okay, you win. Sorry, it was a tie until modifier. Oh no, but with attack, tie goes to attacker, doesn't it?
I think tie goes to the defender. Hang on.
Yeah, but with AC, tie goes to the attacker.
Yeah.
So on saving throws, though, tie does go to defender. Yeah, I'm going to give it to you as the defender. You barely managed to escape this thing's grip as it attempts to drag you into the water. And you take a whopping 2 points of damage
That's
as it rips off. They were trying for something cool. Latham, yours, meanwhile, you may make a dexterity saving throw.
What my modifier? I suppose there was. 12, 13. Dex, you said?
Yeah.
16. That's what it comes out to.
Whew. Okay, well, I rolled crappy this round, so believe it or not, you too, sir, do not get dragged out further into the water. Yours loses its bite on you, and it's going to come in and try to rebite you, as this one is, well, more than its brethren.
uh-huh.
And that's a bad miss. So you take 3 points of damage as it drags its teeth away. And then it comes back in for another big bite, and it totally overshoots you and snaps a whole lot of air and nothing else. Your dagger might have messed with its nostrils in some way, shape, and form, because you're there in the water and you're floating there because you're in approximately 6.5 foot deep water, and dear God, that thing almost got you, but you're okay.
But that was damage.
Yeah, because as its teeth pulled out of you.
Yep. So I make sure I got that.
Yep, no worries. With that, we come to Gary. It's your turn.
Huzzah. All right. Now, is the one attacking Lestrin still visible?
Yes, it is still visible. It stayed right there. The normal ones can't re-attack if they lose grip, but the albino one, the white snapper, can.
Yeah, that one's going to be my focus. I think Lestrin and Jyotis can handle this one. I'm going to twist around, mumble a couple of words under my breath, and hurl a firebolt at Whitey.
Roll an attack.
Hang on, my board isn't flat. That is mathing 21.
Definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
2.
It's looking real rough, but it's still going. You're plinking it, but yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I can't do anything else in my bonus action, so
Yeah. Okay.
that's that.
All right. Jyotis.
Repeater at Mr. Albino Pants over there.
Okay.
He's not wearing pants.
You don't
Not
know
yet.
that. You haven't seen his back.
That's a 17 to hit.
That is definitely a hit.
Yay. And that's 9 damage.
Oh boy. Yeah. That's straight through the eye. It just.
He dead?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and like
Hey, one down.
right on top of Latham also, because
Sorry,
like, it
bud.
went totally over him, and then pew, right through its eye, and then it just.
At
Sorry,
first
but-
he died, now he dead.
Sorry, buddy. All right, now I'm going to turn and use my second repeater shot on the one. Can I still see it poking out towards Lester?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's still right there. It lost grip, but it's not going to leave because it wants that stout
Kind of hungry.
beer-basted meat.
So that's 14 to hit.
That is a hit.
Oof.
Oof.
All right. Damage. It takes 9 damage as well.
Okay. Yeah, that one too. So Jyotis just does his regular thing where he's just like, "That's dead. That's dead," and this is why. This is why a Dejani Marine is a dangerous thing in the world.
Sorry, man.
So-
With the repeater.
Yeah. Top of the next round, we have Lestrin.
Okie dokie.
The only one currently alive is fighting Lolly.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. I think I can hit it with my javelin.
Yeah.
If you're rather,
know what,
actually, my crossbow is on the planks at my feet.
Actually, make a perception check because it is over the broken house. So I want to see if you do this at disadvantage or at normal.
17.
Yeah, you can see it. You like look through the wreckage of the house and you're like, "Yep, got it. This is what Dwarf Olympics are for."
What's the damage on your crossbow, Gary?
A D6. A D8. D8 plus
Oh.
dexterity.
A D8 plus dexterity.
Yeah, use your dex
Oh.
to hit and D8 plus your dex modifier to. For
I'll take the
damage.
javelin. My javelin's a +5.
Mine's
after
bigger.
1d6. I'll do that.
Javelin toss. Woo!
Eat that javelin.
And I carry 4 of them, so.
Yeah.
14.
Well, you could.
14 is a hit.
7 damage.
Yeah, that'll do it. Lolly, the thing hisses at you, and then suddenly from the sky, like a dragoon, like that lance. Oh, what just happened?
What happened?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, Bob?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, we had you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my microphone like entirely cut out for a second. So,
That's out of this.
yeah, like the classic FF11 and all the other FFs where the dragoon uses that that jump ability. That's the lance just comes streaming down from the sky right into the midsection of it, and it's dead.
Yay.
Nice shot.
Thank you.
No kidding. Nice toss.
Wow. Cool.
Appropriate.
No one tosses a dwarf,
But a dwarf tosses like crazy.
right?
Mhm.
And then he just yeeted that thing.
So, well, I guess I don't know if we're out of combat yet.
I mean, everything's dead for now.
Uh-huh.
Let's get back up onto the let's get back up onto the platform.
Latham, I'm gonna come out there and help you drag Mr. White Albino over here because he has a bounty on his head, and if we cut his head off and show it to Yinfir Seekers, we get some monies.
Okay, yeah, you do that. I'm gonna get the hell out of the swamp
All right, I'll just
because one.
meander over here.
I wish I had prestidigitation to help you clean your wonderful suit,
And two,
but I
For him.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it only takes about 5 uses of it to get all the swamp out.
It will never go away.
Well, I mean,
Gigabytes.
you're surrounded by it anyways. You're going to smell this in your dreams months from now. So, but I mean, this is also a high seas campaign, so you guys get a lot of interesting smells.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I built a character with a giant nose.
So-
what an interesting smell you've discovered.
Mhm. Mhm. So I think we should also pelt the others. And by the way, gator meat's pretty good for supper.
I can attest to that.
I suppose a short rest would be in order to kind of clean ourselves up, get some food in us.
Mhm, mhm. I mean, there's more than enough meat for us and everything else that lives around here. So
Yeah, we'll make a fire up there, eat what we can, and then leave the rest for whomever.
alrighty. Do I need to roll anything to pelt these guys and to
Survival check.
Okay.
Roll me 1 for White Snapper and 1 for the others.
Okay. First check for Snapper is a what is survival? That's a 16 on White Snapper.
Okay. Yep, you get its head and its hide.
And then the others, it's also a 16.
Okay. The others, you get quality gator hides. White Snappers is better quality because it's more durable, and
Right.
that white gator skin is just pretty cool looking now as you kind of stare at it. And of course, taking off the head means that you have a trophy.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna add 3 custom items. I'm gonna add the head, the white pelt, and then 3 just regular gator pelts to my inventory.
Yep. You are all welcome to take a short rest and regain some hit points should you wish.
Yeah. I'm going to spend some time recounting a particularly interesting trial in which I had to deal with other council that was very similar to these gators. We're taking a song of rest. That's a little bit.
You said quality, right, Bob? Sorry.
Yeah.
Performance remains. Short rest, spending 1 or more hit dice with your creatures. So everyone regains an extra 1d6 health.
Awesome.
An extra what?
1d6 if you use a hit die.
Yeah. So
Oh, I rolled max on mine, so I
And
don't.
buffs your hit die.
I only lost 3 hit points, and I recovered max.
yeah, I hit you for minimum damage, and I hit everyone else like a truck.
Well,
you
I
roll
noticed that.
one.
The first one wasn't too.
I think I'm the only person that didn't take damage. So.
You are that fight. I didn't get you, but I I was a little scared with how I was rolling on that first round. I was like, Jesus Christ, these are like, it's like 3 challenge 1/2 CRs and 1 CR2 monster. What the hell, Bob?
I was a little worried when Latham started to be dragging away, and I was like, I don't know how fast it is, but that's scary.
Yeah, so minor spoilers. Those things' normal swim speed is 30 feet. This one's normal speed is 40 feet, and swim speed is 60 feet.
Oh, shit. It could way outrun me.
So when it grapples someone, it gets full movement, and that's what makes it so dangerous.
Oh, God, yeah. That's twice as fast as me.
Zoinks.
Zoinks.
But it's dead.
I'm glad I showed you shoot him first.
Who's the concerned owner?
Hey, guys. So, yeah, we did a short rest. I didn't even use any spells, so. Woo.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Good job. Good job, guys. Good job all around. Sorry,
Lolly, do you want to make one last history check since you're taking a short rest?
Really want
I
to
will-
learn this, don't you?
No, I'm just thinking that honestly speaking, it's that like I will give you one more chance.
10.
Yeah, it's still on the tip of your tongue. It's just that like I know
with Kevin Bacon.
Bacon.
Oh, man.
And ironically, with a 10, you do know. And are you taking an hour to tune to those little swords that you got?
Yeah. And the crystal.
So the crystal does work as an arcane focus.
Cool.
The swords, meanwhile, are in a dormant state.
Wakey, wakey.
And their names are Astra and Odium.
Ooh.
Well, that's fun.
And I will send you the info on those.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, how's your barbecued gator, guys?
Tastes like chicken cooked in fish fry oil.
Yeah.
So those are masterwork silvered short swords.
Ooh.
And they do have little effects after the hour it like occurs to you, like, ooh, they do things.
Fire nice.
Clap on, clap off. Clang, clang. The clapper.
Oh my god.
Those commercials, man. Clap on, clap on.
Gary, you watch as Lolly takes these like 2 beautiful looking swords and like dink 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 dink.
What are you doing? You will ruin them.
Okay.
Do we need to show her the proper sword use too, Gary?
If the crossbow lesson was any indication.
That's my thought. That's my thought.
Just hold them out in front of me.
My God.
Lolly scissor hands.
Those are what I trained the hardest in.
Hey, I got this. Just nobody walk in front of me.
Oh my god. So guys, I think this is as good of a point as any to call it, with Lolly practicing swords by going clap on, clap off, and tinging them together. Jyotis
Sure.
serving up grilled gator. Oh, and Jyotis, you can add with that survival check that you also got some gator meat. I will give
Awesome.
you a grand total of 10 pounds of gator meat.
Awesome. 10 pounds gator meat. That's not bad.
So if no one else minds, I think this is as good of any of a stopping point.
Yeah, this is a good place, I think.
Good little
Uh,
short rest.
Question, is this going to be 10 pounds of gator meat that's like barbecued, or is this just straight up gator meat that's not cooked?
If you want it raw, it's raw. If you want it cooked, it's cooked.
I'm just trying to judge on, because we're going deeper into the swamp, so I'm trying to base it on...
I mean, you can store it in the bag and it decays at normal rate, but it doesn't get all over everything or anything like that. But in the meantime, if you want to cook it all, you can.
Well, that's my question. I'm wondering if I should treat it and, like smoke it or something.
You can at
Long
least
have
smoke it.
that. Smoking,
smoking
takes
takes-
five or more
Yeah,
hours.
Smoking takes overnight, but
Yeah, that does take a lot more time. So maybe you can smoke it during a long rest.
I have some oilcloth, and I can just one of my rations. We can take the oilcloth and wrap it in that.
sure, that's a good idea. Until we have time to treat it further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Go ahead and
I'll-
unpack one of my rations. Just share it like as a side dishes, basically, with everybody while we eat the gator meat, and then use the oilcloth that's left to wrap up the cooked gator
Perfect.
meat.
I'll put a note on it wrapped in oilcloth, raw meat.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, everyone have a wonderful couple of weeks. Our next game is September 12th.
I will not be there
Oh,
camping.
All right. Well, Lestrin, do you mind if I put you in cardboard cutout mode for that game?
Feel free.
Okay. All
I
right.
should be back. I'm gonna be helping parents move. Sam, before they move, we should say hi.